Hey guys, and welcome to a rather special King of the Hill. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be running for about 4 hours today, so we're going in absolutely deep because I'm going to be away for the majority of the week. This is one of our only live streams we're going to be having this week. Probably going to be having another one on Thursday, but we're going to be having a bucket ton of fun today. So it's a King of the Hill, but as the birthday duck, I am celebrating and kind of giving a present to myself that I get to pick the factions the players play. And when I say I more mean we, because I am definitely going to be influenced by you guys in chat of what factions you would like to see on the battlefield. Now, the cool thing about this is, of course, if someone like, for example, Ice Power plays, who is actually later down in our list today, and we know he wants to play Dark Elves, what we can do is we can give him Dark Elves, but we can also give him a sub-faction of Dark Elves, forcing him to pick something like Malice Darkblade. So the potential is awesome. It's going to be a load of fun. I don't want to give the players stuff they really don't want to play, but, you know, that may happen at some points as well. But what up, what up? Yo, 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 quackity quack. Thank you guys so much. For those who don't know, what we do kind of every year is on my birthday, I travel home to go see my family. And the day before, which is today, there we do like a celebration stream on YouTube as well. So it's going to be good fun. I'm turning 28. I'm old. I'm greying. I've got a few extra ruffly feathers. And it should be good fun for sure. Can't stick around for long, Ducky, but happy birthday. Also, I keep seeing someone who looks a lot like you, but younger in town, Cornwall. Are you sure you haven't moved there? Well, really, human being, I can't give away my secrets. So maybe you have been seeing a duck for sure. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to give Grombrindle dwarfs, but we're not going to give him Thoric Ironbrow. We're going to give him Clan Ungerand, and then I think we're going to give Suave Lizardmen, because I think it's an evenish matchup, about as even as you can get with the dwarfs. And, you know, I think Suave was also a pretty good Lizardman player, but we're going to give him Crocky G, because he is my favourite. And then from this point onwards, chat, you guys can basically decide, and I'll just, you know, pick my favourite ideas that you guys bring to the battlefield. Suave, I want to play my dwarves. No. So, the armies are... Gromby is playing Clan Ungerand, and Suave is playing the Last Defenders. Yes, yes. So, Dwarfs v Lizardmen should be good fun for sure. 27-year-old gang, what's up, human boy? Happy birthday in advance. Yeah, so I'm turning... It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool, but I'm traveling home, yeah, tomorrow, like, early in the morning, and then I'll be back Thursday by midday, and then we're doing a tournament on that day, so it's going to be a little bit hectic, but should be good fun. Yeah, I'm just going to go down, celebrate, see my homies. Why not go with Grombrindle? Because we're giving them factions. I guess I could force to give them lords as well. Why don't you like me? No, I feel like Lizardmen are pretty good into dwarfs. I think it's slightly Lizardmen favoured. Can you get away with it with Croc? I think so. Yeah, you can bring like Slans and stuff. You can bring Ancient Croc Scores, Red-Crested Skink Chiefs. I think there's quite a bit they can do. Suave, if you really don't like playing Lizardmen, I can let chat decide your faction. If he really doesn't want to play them, that's fine. But then I'm going to hand it over to chat, and chat is a ravenous beast. Like, I feel like chat might devour him a little bit. Big Boom NG, oh hell yeah. I mean, it's RTS games, right? It's RTS games, so... Yee. For Craig A Peaks, you want new faction, Suave? Let's see. I think Suave's promised dwarfs, not lizardmen. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Happy birthday, Quackers, and Merry Xmas, in case I forget. No worries, Davina. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're always such a huge supporter of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I think I saw you watching Rabane's stream earlier on, which was good fun. Let Suave get his Beastmen. I feel like Beastmen are really good against dwarfs. So I don't know. Oh, that's Suave himself saying that. Give him the Beastmen. Because this is actually like a really good matchup for Lizardmen, in my opinion. You take out a Pterodons to deal with any like air cheese, and then you just bomb rush with infantry and swarm. Yes. Okay, chat. Well, I'm going to put up a poll quickly of a couple of factions. Thank you so much. Sorry. Someone just sent me a really nice message on Discord. And let's pop over, and I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. Let's make a poll quickly. Who should Suave play as? We will give him the options of Malagor, Krokgar, so force him to play Lizmen. Or, the problem is against Dowie, there's like no middle people. So you'll say like give him either Skaven, High Elves or Beastmen, all the factions which heavily counter the Dwarves. That's kind of the problem. Or we go Frog. So there you go. Man, you missed a massive naval battle on a Bane stream. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm actually thinking of doing some streams like that, actually, and maybe doing Age of Empires content over on Twitch and just keeping YouTube, you know, all Total War stuff. In my non-biased opinion. Well, we've got a few here. We've got a few. So we have Crocky G, Malagor, or Frog. Because I feel like Suave is a very talented Norscan player, so he can certainly make Frog work in that matchup. Malagor for the Beastmen at least stops kind of like Taurox and stuff, who's very good up against the Dwarfs. And then we got Crocky G as well, so we'll have to see. What's up, Mick Rightface? How are you today, almighty lord of the Duck Realms? How are you doing, bud? Raisons for the win. Hell yeah. Hell yes, indeed. It looks like you guys seem pretty conflicted. It's bouncing back and forth. Oh my god, no. Frog's taking a dominant lead all of a sudden. So it looks like Norska, which I think Suave will be happy with. Hopefully Grombrindle will be as well. I mean, Grombrindle definitely will want to play Dwarfs. Pick Norska. No, you. Looks like it is Frog. Sub-faction Suave. Chat has spoken. I mean, you have the option for Lizardmen, but I think chat has gone Frog. It's like 70% for the Frog Daddy Meister himself. Chad Fulgrim's like, mwahaha. Okay, so it seems like he's happier with Norska than he is Lizardmen, which is surprising. I feel like Norskans have very little to do with the air prowess of the Dowie. I mean, you can get Manticores in the sky, you can get a lot of skirmish cavalry as well, and as far as infantry goes, it's definitely possible. You have access to chariots. Double Feral Mammoth is actually really good in this matchup, or it has been traditionally at least. I love chat, but, you know, the Dwarves also are currently lacking their best lord. Their best lord option that they cannot take Forex, so let's end the poll there. Just a nice quick poll to get us going, and then let's hop into the game. Quack, quack, thank you so much, Mr. Park Gorilla. Hope you're all good, my champ. Is there any way of coaxing out a wild flame cannon? I mean, if we pray hard enough, we can certainly make that possible. Happy spawn day. Hey, no, thank you, Swiss Pikeman. That's actually a really clever way of doing it. It's like a spawning day. I'm pretty sure if you look it up, I'm 99% sure that if you look up ducks and age, 28 is when they hit their peak. So I'm looking forward to this year. I feel like I'm going to be my peak duckhood at this point onwards. Thank you so much, Nathas. Thank you, everyone, by the way. You're really kind here so far with the messages. I mean, he can still take General, Lord, and Chariot, can't he? He can indeed. He can take a Marauder Chieftain on a Chariot. That is absolutely fine. It's just the sub-faction he is equipped with. So plenty of access to Chariots, plenty of access to great weapons, relatively cheap great weapons at that. It's not the worst matchup in the world, but I do think it's a bit rough for Norska if they don't commit to any anti-air stuff, and the Dwarves bring a mass, like, gyro build. It can be a little bit rough. And stuff like Ironbreakers just decimates the Norskans, although Double Feral Mammoth can be a relatively decent counter to that. I love chat. A heart for them. Well, Grombrindle loves you guys, so just know, whenever you feel lonely in the world, and you're like, oh no, Grombrindle is there, thinking of you, saying he loves you. Thank you so much, Jake. So peak duck the same year we get Zinch? Exactly, Raptor. It's as if it was all perfectly planned and timed to perfection. Guys, I got a load of interesting stuff coming this month as well. I'm so excited to like share with you guys an event that's going to be coming up. I've been hyping up for like 2 months now, and I thought we were meant to announce it today, but I don't know. It's not been announced yet, so I'm still waiting. I'm going to message them after the stream and see if I'm allowed to announce it. But there will be a big announcement this week. I'm pretty sure. It has to be this week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We've got some cool stuff coming to the channel. Some very, very cool stuffs. But how are you, Raptor? I hope you're all good. We'll try and get some Halberds-themed builds in here at some point as well. Feel free to hop in and play, guys. We are going to be playing for about 4 hours today. Going to be rolling up to 8. Unfortunately, at that point, I'm going to have to run away because I need to get all my stuff ready to travel home tomorrow. Looks like the lads are ready, so let's hop into this one. So there is a relatively long list, but if you want to also play, feel free to hop onto my Discord. Jump to the King of the Hill Q tab, and just put your name down there, and I'll add you to the list. Got quite a few players to get through, but we've got 4 hours, so we're most likely about to get through everyone who's currently on the list, and hopefully then some. Ducky, can you yell quack 28 times at the end of the stream? Quite possibly, CJ, quite possibly. I will consider it. It'd be kind of funny. Depends how tired I am by that point. Turns how our voice is holding out to go quack, 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 quack that many times might be a little bit rough. We'll see. Yes, Magnus! We are going to be seeing the legendary ninja fighting today. I'm hoping to see a Star Dragon of some description in that build. I did see you play the other day, man, in Logic's King of the Hill, and you didn't bring High Elves. I nearly had an attack. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I was having like an existential crisis. There was no dragon. The not-so-secret event. Yeah, the not-so-secret event. And hopefully it's still a secret. I don't know, unless someone spilled the beans. If they have, I'm going to attack them, Davina. I'm going to attack them aggressively and start poking. Oh, so a nice big fat juicy stretcher. Oh, as we get ready, looks like the lads are loading in. Grombrundle, I believe in your PC. Hey, he loads in first time. Excellent stuff. So, for the forces of the mighty Dowie, it looks like we do have the dreaded Air Force. Now, this is the worst dream of every Norscan player. It's a load of gyros up in the skies. We have double brimstone gun, so 1 and 2, and double gyro bomber, one of which is the Sky Hammer. So, that's a real nasty air core for sure, which can run over the opponents. We do have a cannon down here low in the ground, supported by Belagar Ironhammer himself, with the Oath Stone, as well as a Revenge Incarnate. At least that's what I believe the items are. I don't get to see Belagar at all anymore. So yeah, Revenge Incarnate, the Mighty Oath Stone, and the Hammer of Angland itself. Look at him go! He's so buzzed to get into action. He's like, yes, I'm finally picked! Thoric, where are you now? And it looks like for the rest of the build, it is a defensive box camping in the corner. It will have to push out a little bit here. We do have the... Right, there we go. A little bit of room to go through. So we do have a load of Longbeards, Dwarf Warriors, and it's a classic Dowie geometry of just Miners, Warriors, Longbeards, some Slayers, and 1 Cannon sitting in the middle. For the forces of the Norskans, we do indeed have a load of cheap Marauders across the front line. Not going to do the most damage, but they're here to absorb the enemy and try to push into the back line. And then we have Marauder Hunters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hunters there. 2 Manticores up in the sky to attempt to contest the air game. We have double Marauders with great weapons, and it looks like Suave did commit to bring in Frog himself, Wintertooth Crown, and Fight or Die. We have a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal with Final Transmutation and Plague of Rust, and then we have Marauder Chariots on the right-hand flank and double on the left. Should be some good fun. Should be some good fun. There's plenty of room to sneak his boot around here, luckily, and surround the Dowie formation if he wants. But the Dwarfs, it's actually probably better. I mean, you're going to get surrounded anyway. I would take the high ground, just because you know in the back of your mind Obi-Wan Kenobi would be quite proud, and likewise it would give a better fire arc for that cannon to really bring the pain to the enemy. Belagar should be broke to afford the Air Force. Oh, for sure, for sure. You should have offered 14 quacks and now another 14 next stream. That is a good point, I guess. That is good. Yes, the Ungrid Air Force. The Ungrid Air Force. It's going to be pretty hectic, I think. The Norskans have to just bomb rush forward. I would not like playing this as the Norscan player whatsoever. I feel pretty bad for Suave here. I'll just be like, oh god, I've got to plod my way along the battlefield to get to this horrible box of dwarfs, and the entire time I'm going to be getting shot. Now, he only has 1 spellcaster as well, which is very risky right now because he has a lot of potential to actually be just completely destroyed. Now, the Hunters are going to try to counter-shoot where possible, but the Gyrocopter is simply going to fall back. And with good micromanagement, they will basically take no damage. Poor Ferromanticore is pushing forward. The Madman himself is charging in. If this beast unfortunately gets rampaged, sure, it will go after the good targets, but it's far easier to kite that way. However, if all the Gyrocopters are hunting down the Manticores as well as the Marauder Hunters, these chariots are just going to reeve into the back line so well and really run over their opponents. Looks like good luck, have fun. Awesome to see good sportsmanship by these two competitors. And the Norscans are starting to push now. Now the Chariots going to be under a little bit of pressure here. It looks like both the Brimstone guns have started to move out to this flank, whereas the Bombers are focusing on the main infantry, which isn't a bad combination there. Cannon shots are raining in, aiming at that Ferromanticore, who does manage to swoop in between the shots there and close in on its target. And not that much damage has been done to the Norscans yet on the approach, but now the Marauder Chariots are being slowed and shot. That slow is going to affect them so much now, particularly because, charge is greatly affected by your speed, and that slow coming in really did slow them down quite heavily there. But now they're going to be ramrodding in, going after the blasting charges, trying to distract them and get them forced off to allow the basic Marauders to connect with the front line without taking that horrendous amount of blasting charges to the face. Now the Marauder Chariots do break and get forced back. Dragonback Slayers will be getting dragged out of their position, though, to hunt these guys down, and that could buy time for the other Chariots to force their way in, or the Manticores. And it looks like the Manticores has actually been able to catch the Gyrocopter, or the Gyro Bomber in this instance, which is really bad news here. One of them needs to turn and shoot to slow it down, otherwise it's going to be feasting on mechanical innards all day long. Now the Dwarf Warriors are getting hammered pretty hard. You can see the Marauder Hunters doing a fantastic job with their armor-piercing axes. Manticore and Frog jump down on the Miners of Blasting charges, and they will be able to tear them to pieces. Even the Mage of Metal is forcing their way into the action. Up in the skies, Gyrocopters have taken considerable work now. They've been forced back once more, and we're about to see a big final transmutation go down, I believe, on the Dragonback Slayers, as well as this pocket of Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors. Frog needs to be careful, though. He cannot afford to fight the Dragonbacks. The Ferromanticore and Frog need to escape this engagement right now. Get your Slayers over there instead. Now, Suave did a decent job on the left-hand flank. Right-hand flank is going really badly, however. You can see the Longbeards are starting to push back, but the Marauder Hunters can do a load of skirmish and kind of kite at this moment. Up in the skies, one of the Gyro Bombers has been caught by the Ferromanticore. There is the assistance now. All of the Royal Air Force has been called to ally themselves against this Ferromanticore. But will it be enough? The Gyro Bomber does just about survive and start to run away once more. However, this is buying time for those Chariots and Norscans to get into those juicy parts of this Dowie build. That cannon looking to go down. Dwarf Warriors and Miners also fleeing for their life. Frog going to be coming in and just bam, slapping up that infantry, doing some really lovely work. Honestly, Suave's put in a pretty fantastic shift in what would be quite a hard matchup for him. Ferromanticore is eating a load of shots and has now been broken and forced off, and so has the second Manticore. This is big problems for the force of Norse because there's decent ammunition left on these Gyrocopters. The Gyro Bombers are running a little bit thin, but still enough to do some damage. Marauder Hunters are finishing off Dwarf Warriors, also launching shots in here to more Warriors and Miners. Now the Chariots have opened up and become a little bit more free to push in onto the Longbeards. Big old Frog is going after Belagar Ironhammer. Plague of Rust goes down, but likewise Revenge Incarnate, and he plants his mighty Oathstone in the ground and is going toe-to-toe with the Trollkin. With their aerial support, Frog really stands no chance as he tries to boot Belagar in the face. But he is not doing much damage right now. He's really struggling to connect and taking quite a bit himself. Does he have enough to endure the Brimstone guns? I don't know. There is so much ammunition left. Very close game so far as more Miners do get crumped, and a lot of the Huntsmen are still alive. It looks like the Dragonback Slayers are just about going to be dealt with by the Hunters, and there's so many Hunters left on the battlefield. We do get a big, fat, juicy final transmutation down, and Frog is going toe-to-toe with Belagar right now. Despite the aerial pressure, he's like, get back here, Stunty. And he is moving in for the kill. Both these guys are starting to waver. Scroll of Shielding goes down, and Frog is the one to break. Belagar holds the line in the name of the Dowie over the wreckage of a burning cannon and drives Frog from the battlefield. He should be killed here as well, despite the regen, because there is enough ammo on these Brimstone guns. Now, we do have the Bomber, and I can see exactly what Grombrindle is thinking right now. He needs to clear out this chaff. There is so many Norscan units left on the field How do you do that? With a good old fat bombing run. The Norskins have blobbed up, and the Norskins shall pay. And you can see 1, 2, 3 units instantly break, and the 4th is very close behind it. The Norskins certainly need to calm down, pull back a little bit, and get them damage where they can with their Huntsmen, because there's a lot of thrown axes still left on the field. Now, Frog does have the potential to rally. He is healing up, but it looks like he's now... Oh, just as I say that, potential to rally. Yeah, that's a bit of a commentator's curse there. Frog does bite the bullet and go down. And with that, though, the balance power is still heavily in favour of Norska due to the amount of thrown axes they have and the amount of ammunition. We are going to be seeing some chariots charge into the rear here of the Longbeards, looking to break them. Their leadership is starting to waver, and some older huntsmen, who actually have okay melee stats for a ranged unit, are hacking and cleaving apart the vastly outnumbered Dwarven folk right now. Looks like a lot of bombs have gone down, though, and so many of the Norskins are really struggling without Frog to lead them. They're like, where do we go? What do we do? They're looking at the Shaman. The Shaman's running. They're all panicking, and they're starting to flee, and this could be a good turnaround here by the Dwarves. So many of their units are very beat up, however, and if these ammunition of these Phalanxes can be used, there'll be certainly Norskan victory, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. They're getting pushed back. Gyrocopters are being used aggressively in melee stance now to drive these guys back. You can see even more shots are starting to come in, aiming this time at the Longbeards. Shaman Sorcerer is going for a walk, being pushed along by the Gyrocopters, which will probably be enough to break the Sorcerer here, and with that, the leadership will really crumble. Balance Power still likes the Norskins, but 90% of the army is breaking, and I think that's going to be a common theme here. They're just going to consistently break every time the Dwarves do meet them in holy battle, as the Gyrocopters decide to move down into hand-to-hand combat up against the Huntsmen. Normally not the best engagement, as it looks like we're going to have a load of Thronax support as well, but it's going to bump them up, bunch them together, and allow the bombs to fire as the Huntsmen do get driven back once more. Belagar still beating his hammer against his shield, is driving his forces on, and the Longbeards and Miners, so tattered and beat up, are going to be driving at the Huntsmen where possible. Over on the left-hand flank, though, Huntsmen are overwhelming Longbeards and may well be able to finish off the Brimstone guns. It does look like that Shaman Sorcerer Metal has rallied right now, but the Norskins are on the back ropes all over the battlefield. We have 2 chariots return to the battlefield, but they're wavering really hardcore style. These Huntsmen need to be saved. There is so much ammo here. 7 volleys. Maybe the chariots can come over here and bunch in the Sky Hammer. More bombs do rain from the skies from the Gyro Bomber, cleaning up some of the Huntsmen, who are trying their best right now. They do break the Longbeards, but the balance power for the first time in a long time has come even, and I think it's going to continue with that momentum in the Dwarves' favour to victory, and it looks like the Dwarves are able just about to clutch it in what was a crazy game. What a way to start the stream. Very well played there by Suave, aka the Madman. I think he put on a really good display, despite it being, quite rough coming up against the aerial threat. But Grombrindle, if he knows how to win as anything, it is the Dwarf. So will we be so kind to give him one of his favourite factions in round 2? We'll have to wait and see. So Belagar Ironhammer got 600 damage value. Not the most valuable, was able to hold the line for as long as possible and take the skull of Frog back to the Clan Ungrund hold as a symbol of glory. Gyro Bomber, 1.3k damage value, 1.3 on this Brimstone gun, 1.4 on the Sky Hammer, and 991 on the Gyrocopter. Logic himself would be proud of such a Dowie Air Force. The cannon, 694 damage value, really not bad whatsoever, doing some lovely damage, and the Dragonback Slayers, 980 value themselves. Dwarf Warriors did okay across the board, 420 damage value, these guys were vibing. The other Longbeards, 550, 620, and 200 value. Miners didn't do anything crazy, so it really did come down to holding the line and buying time for those Gyrocopters to bring the pain. As for Suave, the Mighty Frog, 1000 damage value on him, 679 on the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal, and then the Marauders across the board kind of just flopped a little bit. Even the Great Weapons, 580 damage value was the highest. That was the highlight for the infantry, unfortunately. The Hunters, though, are actually pretty good in this matchup with their AP axes. 775 damage value, 400, 600, 968, and 994 damage value. And considering they couldn't use up so much of their ammunition, it is very impressive how well they performed. Marauder Chariots, 450, 0, and 55 damage value, of course, counted by the Air Force. And the Manticores got 340 and 186 damage value. GG. GG's indeed across the board. Very close game. Crack a drone now, please, chat, asks Grombrindle. Well, actually, I have the power today, Grombrindle. Being the birthday duck, I am going to be picking factions that I want people to play. But of course, chat, you guys can heavily influence me, of course. So do let me know what you'd like to see next. We definitely need to get some lizard men in here. And let's see who the next player is. Boo, 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 boo. King of the Hill. Awesome. Zypher, thank you very much. I will add you to the list as well. Up next, it is Charix. So let's drop him a little message. Or let's try an invite first. See if he's online. And guys, if you are watching, do make sure that you are ready to rumble when it is your turn to play. Because I want to get through as many people as possible, of course. So where are you, Charix? I know you're here. He may have changed his name, though. So let's just drop a little message. Charix. You are up, bud. Thank you, Earth Dog. Thank you so much, my dude. What's up, Torx the Brass Ball? Hope you're all good today. Norse and Chaos need harpies. Change my mind. I mean, Chaos are very powerful already, so I don't know if they need harpies realistically, but yeah, Norse gonna need a little bit more air pressure. Cool. I think Chax is logging on now. Let us update the scoreboard. Let me... Cool. So I was going through a load of messages there, but we're all good. So let me quickly change the scoreboard round. Mr. Grombrindle, well done. A hard-fought victory for sure. You're going to be going up here with a juicy one. And Swath, very well played. Good sir to you. But you are going to be getting replaced now with Charix, who I believe is a Wood Elf main. So what do you guys want to see? What factions do you want these guys to play? And I'll consider it. I'll consider what we're going to be doing and playing today. Alfarian versus Rakaf would be pretty good. Charix, give him Dowie. Dowie or VC Mirror, go, go. I think we're going to stay away from mirrors to start with. And then the later and more delusional I get in stream, I'm going to let you guys convince me to, to go for mirror matches. I think Gromby wants vampire counts. You think he wants to play vampire counts? What's up for Poland? How are you, buddy? Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it as always. Gromby can have Elfarian. Gromby doesn't actually mind playing Elfarian, I think. So I'm not going to give Charix vampire counts, though, if we give Grombrindle High Elves, because that is a really, really terrible matchup. So we could go High Elves v Dark Elves, and we could go Elfarian, right? So Elfarian versus... Rakaf, and there's a lot of cries out for Tomb Kings as well, though. So maybe we go Elfarian versus Khalida, maybe? How does that sound to you guys? You want to see Rats versus Lizardmen? Oh, we can make that work for the game after, for sure. For sure. As High Elf, Wood Elf, Lizardman main, I know Trax wants a slow melee faction. See, Human Boy is no Urs. Please don't give me Dowie. I never play them. Well, Charix, now you've said it. I feel like I need to give you Dowie. But how do you guys feel about Alfarian then for Grombrindle versus either Tomb Kings or Dark Elves? Those are kind of the options. Yo, yo. So, Gromby, you must now play Alfarian. The Grim. Which is kind of going against his Dowie ancestral roots, right? And then we're going to go... Charix, you are the mighty High Queen herself. Khalida. Awesome, awesome. So I think that should be good fun, right? Yeah, the Tomb Dudes? Cool, we're going for Tomb Kings, guys. You won me over. I was going to go with the Dark Elves, but we're going to do for this now. And I think next matchup we might do Lizardmen versus Skaven, which is pretty bad for the Lizardmen. So what we'll do is give them a slightly better Legendary Lord, and then we give the Skaven something like Tretch Craventail or Itic Claw. I actually really like Itic Claw, by the way. He's very cool. We don't have to do sub-factions, but I know they're a little bit more fun sometimes as well in this type of format. High Elves vs Dark Elves is great. Yeah, we can do that at some point as well later on. For sure. Yeah, Gromby, like, of all of the elves, he actually likes Elfarion the most. I saw him play them in a tournament once. So he has played elves before. The funny thing is, you see this a lot with players. With Mr. Grombrindle, like, he'll play high elves as if they're dwarfs. So he'll play like this real like defensive style of play because he's a Dowie main. And people like Poison Duck, I remember when he started playing Lizard Men, because he's a Vampire Count main, he was playing them almost like Vampire Counts. It's really funny how it influences your style of play. For Ivarus, awesome. It looks like he's pretty pumped up. Yeah, I can't remember why he likes Elfarion the most out of the dwarfs. There was one lord who refused to fight the dwarfs or something until he was like really forced to or something. So he likes a few high elves, but not many. Elfarion is made of tissue paper. I can never make him work. Well, Bubba, he does actually have the ability to heal himself, but he is rather squishy, as most elvish lords are, of course. The regular warlord for Skaven, just a mad lad charging into battle. Can I go with basic Tomb King? You must go sub-faction, but you can pick a basic lord if you wish. So, like, if you also pick, like, a Tomb King lord, that's, like, absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm not going to, like, force them to play certain legendary lords or anything. Let's just check who we actually have up after this, just so I can let them know that they need to be ready. So, let's go to the King of the Hill section in my Discord. Boom, 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 boom. Up after this, it is going to be Mr. Artisan Tech Priest, then Cyrus, Stormrunner, Ninja, Human Boy, Pyronado, Wicked D, Neckbert, and then I believe, if I go down, Zypher. Yeah, Zypher, and then Ice Power. I think Ice Power wants to be on as late as possible, so we'll get him in at some point. That means Elven Caster Lords Boogaloo. We'll see how it goes, but I honestly do think that he'll most likely be bringing Elfarion the Grim today. Yeah, Gromby's playing the high Elgi Grumpy Guard. He is. He did just get a victory with Clan Ungland, though. So he has done the Dowie people proud so far. Where's the Optimus Pine? Yeah, we should get Durfu in here at some point. I actually quite like Durfu as a lord, though. I think he can be pretty powerful, if unexpected, because, you know, you're planning on dealing with all these fast-moving, squishy elves, and all of a sudden this big, slumberous tree of raw power and badassery is just walking towards you, and you kind of don't know what to do. You're panicking, and you've got to try and drag it down as much as possible. But yes, yes. Ooh. You'd be surprised at how useful princesses can be. Yeah, princesses can be pretty useful. Flying around on the little eagle, doing some nice poke damage. I would argue that archmages are slightly more competitive, but the princess certainly can be as well. She's a really nice counter to Marathi, actually. You just sit there and poke at Marathi all day long. Just go poke, poke, poke. So, what do you guys do in this matchup? I mean, High Elves really will suffer under the rule of something like a Casket of Souls, but only if you can shut down their bolt throwers. And I personally am really expecting Grombrindle to go with something like double to triple E-Claw bolt throwers and a nice defensive Dowie stylish build, whereas Charix normally likes to skirmish a lot, very good with Way Watchers or Shadow Warrior style of play. So I think New Shopty Kite may be something up his alley and something that he'd be able to pull off really well with a load of skirmish cav also floating around. I think that's something he would be able to do well. So we'll have to see what he's going to go for, though. Looks like both the lads are ready, so without further ado, let's hop in to the Pillar of Bone. Very thematic here for the Tomb Kings to be fighting over a big old Pillar of Bone. Perhaps it's something they worship, being not lords of the dead, but big fans of undeath, I would say. 20 years ago, my friend got a free tree man because his dad was very good at phoning up Games Workshop and moaning at them for tardy delivery service. Well, yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Somewhere I have no idea where it would be now. God. I don't know if I still have it. I have some, like, really well painted 2 dryads on, like, a plinth with, like, some terrain because not a Games Workshop, but, like, way back when I was younger, there was also other shops which sold Warhammer. They kind of licensed it out to them, I guess, and it closed down and they were kind of giving all this stuff away, so we were buying it all, and it was really awesome. No! feel like Grombrindle crashed. Oh, they both crashed. No! Let's just make sure that's not me. Am I still on the internet? Let's have a look. Stream health. Yeah, we're completely fine. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened there. Let's send them a little invite again. Hopefully they're online. Where you at, boys? Where are you at? Unless they've been kicked offline completely. I see Grombrindle still. I do not see Charix. That was weird. It like... Normally it leaves one person in. What's up, Duros? How are you today, man? Game crash. Oh, your game crashed, did it? No worries, man. We can try it again. You do see Grombrindle playing High Elves Magnus. You do indeed. Yeah, at least they didn't see each other's builds. Looks like Charix crashed. Yep, same armies. Hopefully it's not the map or something. We're getting back in and try Pillar of Bone. If it doesn't work, we'll just try a different map. But yeah, it kicked them both out, which is good news, really, because yeah, we don't get to see their armies. Let's just send a message. We will go again. Same armies. Cool. Hey, he's back in. Yo. That was weird. We will try it again. If it does not work, we will switch map. And let's do this. Let's do this. I'm very excited. Oosh, oosh, oosh. Who's your money on, guys? Do you think Grombrindle's going to pull out the bag, or do you think Chax is going to come back with a vengeance and avenge Suave as swiftly as possible? Perhaps this is the dead Norskins from the first game, risen back from the dead in the form of the Tomb Gangs to take vengeance upon Grombrindle. Although, I don't exactly know how we're going to be able to argue that the dwarfs have become the elves. I guess maybe the surviving dwarfs have stood onto each other's shoulders and are like hiding under big cloaks. That's probably the best we can do. Thank you so much, Lou Gray. Thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. We're celebrating here today. It's going to be good fun. I'm becoming a wizened and aging duck now. But as I said before at the start of the stream, I'm 90% sure it's a well-known fact that the peak of a duck, like the peak age of 100 years of blessings and wisdoms, comes about the age 28. That's what I'm pretty sure I've heard somewhere. I'm pretty sure that's the rumours. And here we are on the Pillar of Bone, and it looks like this time we've made it to the map at least, so we're improving. We're doing good. We just have to hope that everyone's computers are fine and can load into the game. But you know, it can be a little bit buggy sometimes, Toad War. I don't know yet, Juros. I do not know yet. So, for those who are wondering, like, it's tradition now at this point on the channel. We've done it the last couple of years. That I basically go home on my birthday, which is actually tomorrow. So we celebrate my birthday the day before on live stream, because otherwise I can kind of chill out with you guys, because I won't be near my PC or anything like that. So I'll be receiving all those kind of things tomorrow. Yeah, I'm happy just to be able to share my birthday with you guys and say quack quack. Happy Quack Day. Thank you, Nightherd. Thank you. Who's next after Charix? I did look at it who it was before. If you go to the King of the Hill tab, you should be able to see it. I don't want to close out the game now, just in case these guys like start playing or something. We don't want to miss any of the action. So for the forces here of Grombrindle, the legendary dwarvish warrior leading the armies here of Elfarion the Grim and his rather determined high elf allies, we have white lines mixed in with spearmen in the front line, dotted all the way along, including the pure main company. They're the most pure of heart and vicious of warriors. Really love their red colour scheme here, looking absolutely fantastic. We do have a load of range in the form of Lothran Sea Guard, so 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, we even have the Storm Riders here. What is this? The regiment renowned Lothran Sea Guard with Vanguard deployment. They're not going to be using their Vanguard today. With a couple of Leon Reavers, we do have the Keepers of the Flame Guardian, a foot Elfarion the Grim, coming in with Apotheosis and his sword, and a Mage with Burning Head and Fireball. For the forces of the Tomb Kings, it is pretty Tomb King-y stuff here. So a load of chaff all the way along in the form of spearmen. And then it's a load of horses on the flanks. But for the majority, it's a load of skeleton chariots as well. 1, 2, 3. And Ushopti kite. So 1 Ushopti, 2 Ushopti, one of which is the chosen of the gods. And then we actually have double Tomb Scorpion, which is pretty freaking shad, alongside the High Queen. So she's brought her pets with her today, and it only makes sense that she would have these double Tomb Scorpions. We have a Leech Priest of Death, Overcast and Spirit Leech there, and that is about it. Looks like Spirit Leech is going to be going down on Elfarion, but instantly, snap of the finger, counter punch there with a healing Apotheosis. Poor Keepers of Flame are taking quite a lot of punishment now. So the chariots really do want to push in here and start getting some nice damage, but there is row after row of high elf right now, which could be a little problematic. As you can see, chariots is instantly going to start falling back and pulling his opponent as wide as possible. He wants to get all of his ammunition out on these Ushopti as much as possible, which is certainly understandable. Now, there is some swift elements to this build in the form of the Reavers who can catch them if they ever find themselves out of position, but I'm sure Chariots is going to make sure he always has chariot support, always has spearman support nearby. What's up, Wicked D? Hope you're all good. Thank you, Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you, Rafi. Hope you guys are all good today. And Mr. Prism as well. So it looks like the chariots are going to be launching themselves in onto the white lines, doing some pretty decent damage, up to 5 kills. They took a bit of counter punishment. You can see the Reavers driving forwards towards the enemy, and it does look like the spearmen are able to actually catch some of the enemy spears here. Unfortunately for them, there's a load of skeleton chariots nearby. Those skeleton chariots will really start adding up in the damage department. Now, Ushopti are being focus fired down. Ushopti have 90 armor, and the fact they only have 9 models does mean sometimes it's relatively hard to hit them, and they might not get the most work done. Chariots are slowly being ground down. We do have the Keepers of Flame pushing in here, but Elfarion the Grim is going to be even more grim in the morning. He gets flung around as the Tomb Scorpion and the High Queen just start wailing on him. The Keepers of Flame are like, oh no, oh god, oh god, oh god, this is our one job to protect him, and we failed, and they're trying to run back right now. A lovely burning head, though, goes into the High Queen, who is taking so much damage right now as the Keepers of Flame twirl those halberds in arcs of destruction and death, trying to decapitate her and drag her down, and even Elfarion the Grim pops the Fang Sword and charges once more into the fray, though the High Queen is forced to retreat. Lovely counterpunch there by Grombrindle. Keepers of Flame attempting to be held up by an Apotheosis. Ushopti, though, starting to focus them down. Elsewhere on the battlefield, Elaine Reavers are really struggling right now. Lothran Seaguard are starting to be shut down by chariots, so the chariots themselves starting to look a little bit beat up, and the White Lions, the pure main company, are just surrounded by enemies and not having a good day whatsoever. It does look like Elfarion, with another Spirit Leech being placed upon him, is going to have to start running for his life. The Tomb Scorpions looking to snip and pierce his flesh. The Keepers of Flame are still nearby. They're trying their hardest, but I don't know if it's going to go super well for them. Lothran and Seaguard are assisting in taking down some horsemen, but those chariots are causing all kinds of problems. The fact skeleton chariots have so many models can make them really powerful in multiplayer, though at the same time they're a lot more squishy than something like lion chariots, and you can see a lot of them are starting to explode and go down now in great gusts of sandy dunes. The Lothran Seaguard continue to fire, though, opening up shots, aiming at the horsemen, it would seem, so maybe trying to win some more of the skirmishy elements. Unfortunately, the major fire is being caught now by the High Queen, which is really bad news. He needs the major fire to pop those fireballs at the High Queen to drag her down. And it looks like we get a point-blank range fireball to the face, doing massive damage to the High Queen, who instantly recoils from the damage and starts to flee. She is very low now, down to 500 HP, and the mage does just about survive. Keepers of Flame, though, need to stay on bodyguard duty. He needs one more cast. Bounce power, though, is very heavily in favour of the Tomb Kings. It looks like Elfarion is still alive, but it's very unlikely he will rally. Reavers could come over here, though, and maybe save him. Maybe there's a small chance. Looks like instead they're trying to feast upon the Scorpion. Seaguard are holding firm in the face of inevitable death and the form of the skeleton chariots. Major Fire is still alive, which is very problematic. Ushopti Great Bows are still alive, and it looks like they're not aiming at the mage, though, so we are going to get a fireball, and it does hit the High Queen, dragging her down to crumbling status. Is she going to be able to rally herself here? Oh my, how is she clinging on? Oh no, it's -5. I thought she had stabilized there down to 50 HP, and the High Queen is the queen no longer. She is, this time, fully banished. Lothran Seaguard, though, looking very beat up, despite the nice assassination there on the enemy general. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's still 2 very angry Tomb Scorpions. Elfarion was not saved, and he's been forced off. And there's still a lot of spearmen, though. Keepers of Flame, 68 models. Unfortunately, though, the Keepers of Flame only actually onto 19 models, with the spearmen on 59. Ushopti Summon's going to be coming down, and that will probably push the balance of power over to Army Losses State, I would assume. Yeah, look at that summon come in. It just drives that balance of power heavily in favour. The High Elves crumble, and the King, as well as the Queen, it turns out, are dead. So, awesome game there. Well played to Grombrindal. He does end his short reign as king with the 1 victory. Charax has claimed the throne, but at what cost? The High Queen, unfortunately, only 460 damage value. Despite a lovely assassination attempt on Elfarin, his Grim Resolve made it a little bit too much for her, and that Major Fire certainly had her way. 900 damage value on the Leech Priest of Death. Did some really nice stuff, though, chasing off Alfar and the Grim, which is an important job. And the infantry just held the line. It didn't do too much, but it held, and that's all it had to do. As for the horsemen, 500 and 530 damage value. The chariots, 760, 790, and 920 value on them. 670 and 500 on the Tomb Scorpions. Ushopti, 820 damage value, and then 2,332 on the Chosen of the Gods. 101 kills, 11k damage dealt. As for the forces of Grombrindal, Alfar and the Grim, only 40 damage value. Unfortunately, not doing too good today. Major Fire, however, 1.2k. She was the true leader of this build. And elsewhere, was there anything too crazy? I mean, 750 value from the Pure Main Company isn't terrible. 400 on Spearmen, 667 on the Keepers of Flame. But yeah, Lothran Seaguard come just mid-500s. The Storm Riders did pretty good, 820 value, but the Cavalry did falter. GG. Dark, thanks for Tomb Kings, one of my favourite factions. Awesome. No worries indeed. F for the meme. No! For GG's well played. So, let us change the scoreboard. And I think we're going to go Lizardmen Skaven, right? So, let us quickly change the board around. It is now going to be 1-0 to Charax here. And we say goodbye to our king, who did get a glorious 1 win, though, which is solid. I'm going to write that down just so we remember. Gromby got 1 win. But we move that down to 0. And on the left text, we are now going to change this to the Tech Priest. Tech Priest. For our Artisan Tech Priest, of course. And let's make that a little bit lower. There we go. So I think we're going to go Lizardmen versus Skaven this time. Yeah, so which way are we going to do it, though? Which way are we going to do it? Got to admit, I thought Charax was playing High Elves. Oh, no! No, he was not, I'm afraid. Oh, Wicked glad, man. I'm glad your kind of, like, work week's over, bro. That's quacktastic. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Double Tomb Scorpion over Double Manticore? Well, it's definitely more epic. It's definitely more epic. The Double Tomb Scorpion was pretty cool. And he did bring the High Queen as well. So, I think we'd agreed. This is going to be Lizardmen versus Skaven. So, let us go. Tech Priest. You shall be playing the Last Defenders. I'm going to get the Last Defenders in here, guys. It's my birthday stream. I'm going to get Krokgar. So, Tech Priest, you should play the Last Defenders. Charax, you shall play Tretch. Craven Tales sub-faction. I don't know what it's called. I do not know what it's called because I'm an idiot. Hoping for Sally's in the Lizardman build. It can actually work, Christopher, up against the forces of the Skaven if they go for, like, Hell Pits and stuff. Awesome, awesome. Glorious stuff. So, I think this does favour Skaven quite a bit, but it's certainly not over. Let's change the map. Let's go River Amaxon for a map. Let's go River Amaxon. So, it certainly is possible to win this as Lizardmen. It's by no means a terrible matchup. It's just not particularly optimal or great. You have to go very wide, and then your opponent could bring something like a Hell Pit Abomination and put you absolutely in the dirt. And that is why it's actually not terrible to go something like the Salamanders, like you said before, but they are very squishy to range power. So to counteract that, you can bring something like the Umbral Tide. Salamanders with Stalk. It's a guaranteed value up against Hell Pit Abominations and Rat Ogres and the like, and hopefully with some good micromanagement, you can get it into the right situation at the right time and have some glorious victory. I'm choosing yes, knighthood. So for those who have joined late, basically, because it's my birthday stream, I will be heavily influenced by chat. So if there's factions you want to see, let me know. But I am picking people's factions today. That's my gift to myself. So if there's a matchup I want to see, I get to see the matchup. So I want to see some Lizardmen in action, and I believe we wanted to see some Tretch. Someone was asking for Skaven earlier, so we're going to chuck them against each other. It should be all good. Norska for Charix. We have just seen some Charix, so maybe we're giving Wurzag sub-faction. That's a cool one. So, Wurzag. We'll give that to someone next. What do you guys want to see against the Greenskins? Maybe today is the day the aquatic buff makes a difference. Unfortunately, though, this is called River Maxon. There's actually no river on it, so I doubt it. But Tretch is mightiest, greatest Skaven Lord. It is true. It is true. But so is Krogar. He's the best Lizardman Lord, so hey. We need Croak in the game. That'd be pretty badass as well. We can do Gorok sub-faction at some point. Can we have dwarves for every game? We will get plenty of dwarfs in. We've played Clan Ungrund. We will almost certainly try to get Karakadra in at some point. As well. Malice Meanblade. So we could go... What, you guys want to see Wurzag versus Malice? Sub-factions? As like the next round? Or we could get like Gelt. So we could have like the Wizards War between Wurzag and Gelty Boy. I could see that being quite fun. You're currently on the last Malice book. Hell yeah, Prism. I don't know if it was me and you who spoke the other day on live stream. I was on camera to someone and they mentioned the Malice Darkblade. I've literally got the book sitting behind me. Like, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. See if I can reach it from here. Oh, right. Let's see if I can open up a camera quickly. Boop! Does that work? Boom! Hey! Bam, 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 bam! I have the Malice Darkblade books as well! I've only read the first one because I'm a very stupid ducky. And I started reading Game of Thrones, and I was like, oh, I'll read one book of this, and like bounce between the two. It did not work. I read a load of I've read like 3 Game of Thrones books, but now I'm on the Last Kingdom. I'm on like book, oh god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm on book 8 right now of the Last Kingdom, so I'm enjoying that. I just off my face. Goodbye. Boop. Let's pop back into the game. I feel I should go with Tretch. I do indeed. Tretch is true Chad. He is true Chad. You're on book 4 at the time. Man, you have like blasted through it. You have blasted through it. In 2 games time, we need a Dark Elf mirror. I wonder if Storm is going to be playing in 2 games time. With hate, anything is possible. It is true. It is true. Apart from probably finding love, I feel like that might struggle just a tad. Unless you both hate the same thing, thus for falling in love. Oh my god, hate does answer everything. It really does. Once I start a series, I'm on it till I'm finished. Yeah, normally I'm the same. I don't know why I bounced around so much recently. Or, I say recently, this was like last year at some point. But yeah, at the moment I'm on the Last Kingdom books. I've been reading them for nearly a year. I'm a relatively slow reader, and I have read other books in between. But I'm loving them. They are so good. They are so good. I've got a friend who's listening to the audiobooks at the same time as well. But yeah, I'm on a really interesting book where the main character is like very heavily injured, and I'm like halfway through, and I don't think he's getting better. Like, I feel like the whole book is him going to be injured, which is obviously a very different sort of approach to the other books, where heroes tend to be very healthy and in fight and fit condition the entire time. So it's kind of cool to see that other element. Tech Priest is a 0 gold build. Let's go. He is ready. And then we're just waiting on Charix to come up with a beautiful formula to counterpunch. I read my Kindle as I walk my dog, so I get through them fairly quickly. The problem for me, Prism, is I only really read, like, when I'm by myself, in a room by myself. Like, I can't read on a train, I can't read at work or anything like that, so I only really read, like, the, like, half hour to 45 minutes before I go to bed, so it's kind of a slow process. Yeah, I assumed it was a Malice quote. It's like a Druchi mantra, yeah. So we thinking Wizak versus Malice in the next game? With all this talk of Malice Darkblade? I feel like we've got to see him in action at some point. And here we are on the glorious plains of River Amaxon. A couple of trees on the right, dominating both players' deployment zones to a point and the central passage. Nice open plain in the middle, and some high ground on the left-hand side, with a little drop down as well, which can open up some really fun flanking maneuvers. Also, a load of trees on this left-hand side, often used for flanking. There's a load more around the peripheries of the battlefield, but to be honest, they're less useful because 9 times out of 10, this is where the battle actually does take place. So I have seen people maneuver all the way up around here and kind of take defensive approaches, but because of the approach kind of obstructed by the trees, I do think if you're going to sit back and shoot, you just go far back in your deployment zone, watch those flanks for the trees, and see if the trees are talking. No! Tech Priest dropped this time. What is going on with people dropping, like, all the time? No! Whose game crashed this time? Right, we'll get the guys back in. Let's get Tech Priest. Looks like he's still online. Where's Charix? Oh, he was the one who dropped last time as well, so it's probably Charix, unfortunately. But that's okay. He managed it second time last time. But it killed them both, so they don't know the builds, I guess. You use Alt-Tab? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, don't use Alt-Tab, it will crash your game. That's, like, been a bug for a while. Don't do it while loading. Like, you can do it in this screen, and you do it once you're in the battle, but wait until you're fully loaded. That's a cursed matchup for Malice. I feel like every matchup is cursed, Hank, for Malice. Oh, is it you next? Oh. It depends how kind you guys want to be to Hank. He can let you know what his favourite factions are, and you can decide whether or not you want to let him play. Yo. So, same matchups. Well, same builds. At least Shax has got a real nice PC, because it seems like he boots up quite quickly. He boots up very quickly. We have no luck here. Being cursed so far. But I think that time, yeah, Chak said he alt-tabbed out, which is kind of a death sentence for Total War, I'm afraid. It'll, like, kick you out quite hardcore style. Yes, this is on the beta, yes. It is indeed. It is indeed. I did hop off the beta for a few games, and then I'm back on it now because I'm casting a few more games from the beta. But probably when I get back from like my mini midweek holiday, I'll be switching back off to live just so I can play some fun quick battles and stuff. Alt tab basically so you like jump out the game, so you can like while you're loading you can view Discord or something. But in the loading screen, it's got like a 50% chance of just crashing Total War. Because I have to do it every time I load into a game to do it, cast a replay, and it can be a pain in the butt. Sometimes it'll crash a game. But yeah, just never alt tab while loading, basically. Give Cyrus VC, he has to learn, but then there'll be no vampire counts left for you, Negbert. Cool. And here we go. It did look like the builds were pretty fun. I didn't see, like, everything. I saw a lot of Poison Wing Globadiers, though, from Charix, which are notoriously scary. Man, I get PTSD from Gorst still, Hank, when Gorst, like, went from meme to, like, a mad OP in the matter of a day. It was wild. He could not be hit. The fun fact of the day, Helman Gorst, when his hitbox was broken, so, like, before the Cav beat him, before the patch they did at the same time, could solo Mazdamundi on Zlak, even if Mazdamundi used magic. It was insane. It was so insane. Yeah, that's the problem, Devin. That's why I really hate betas in general, because it splits the fan base. I was going to make a video on it, but I didn't know if it was needed or not. But, like, I think it, like, damages the multiplayer scene every time one comes out, even though I understand the necessity for it as well to help improve things for the future. But it's been a rather long Cav beta. Obviously, it's due to the fact that the guys are working on Total Warhammer 3 and not really as much Warhammer 2. I'm very excited for Warhammer 3 though. Like, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Yeah, the corpse cart ball. It was just corpse carts were broken basically, so you could almost never hit them. It was the same problem they had with Tuskor chariots and stuff for a while. Anyway, let's hop in here, and we do actually have the Umbral Tide from Mr. Tech Priest, so we do get our beloved fire doggos brought to the battlefield, which I'm very excited for. Look at them go. Let's give him a little neck scratch. Look, he loves it. He loves it. Elsewhere in his build, he has Chameleon Stalkers. Looks like 5 units of Chameleon Stalkers, a load of units of Javelins as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a bucket ton of range potential here. Coming in with the Tide as well. And hidden in the ground, we do have a unit of Cold One Spear Riders, a unit of Horned Ones. We have Skink Priest of Beasts with Pan's Impenetrable Pelt and Wysam's Wild Form. And then we have the boy, Crocky G. Let's go. Let's give it a little neck scratch. Yes, yes. And he's coming with Hand of the Gods. He's actually coming with all the goodies, I think. Oh no, he doesn't have all of them. He's got Swiftness at Itzel, Deadly Onslaught, and Sacred Spawning. He does have them all. Awesome stuff. I love to see it. For the forces of the Skaven, they're going to be taking a far more defensive approach and kind of sitting at the back here. They have some Rat Ogres to counterpunch the enemy, 3 units in fact. They do not want to feel the wrath of those Salamanders who will roast them in a matter of seconds. In the main battle line for Charax, it is Skaven Slaves mixed in with the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, so not shabby whatsoever. We do have Warp Grinders in the middle to support the Teeth Breakers, as well as some more Rattling Guns. And then we have 1, 2, 3 at least Poison Wing Globadiers. Is there any more around? No, I think it's just the 3 there for them. We also have a Plague Priest coming with all the summons, of course, no doubt. We'll look at that in just a second, but look at him go. Tritch Craventail, the sneakiest, most backstabbing of all the Skaven, is going to be coming in with a humble stand or die and scurry away. Not too bad against Crockguard, due to the fact I believe he has an anti-large and can be rather tanky. We have an Assassin down here on the ground with the Rival Hide Talisman and Assassin's Trophy, and the Plague Priest is going to be coming in today with the Billowing Death, which I think comes with the big machine anyway. Pestilent Breath, we have Pestilent Birth, and Vermintide. So really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I'm looking forward to this one quite a bit. Scarbrand says we need Warhammer 3 now, bro. I feel that so hard. I need it in my veins. I need it. Gorse needs to return to being OP. Oh man, it made me cry. Yeah, it's basically, if you want to play tournaments, you play on beta. If you don't be on beta, be on live. No, there's not enough Knighthood to play like a quick battle ladder. You can play on Anticity's ladder, but that's about it, unfortunately. You think the Skaven build's going to be rough against the Skinkies? I don't know, man. Like, Poison Globadiers can kill everything as long as they can pin the enemy in. We have Wolf Rats and Rat Ogres to help pin, as well as some of the Warp Grinders. So, it's going to be an interesting one. No, like, Warlock Giselles or anything. This build is really susceptible to mass skirmish, though, with the Stegodons with the Great Bows, which you can see here now and again, but this is going to be more close combat skirmish with the Skink Cohorts and the Chameleon Skinks. But the Umbral Tide don't have the best targets. I mean, if they can open up on the Rat Ogres, they will do so much damage. But the problem here is they don't have much to pin the enemy in place, apart from their cavalry. And the cavalry's all going for that big fat flank overload, which is, you know, it might be worth actually bringing them back and using them to pin in the Rat Ogres, who are usually the pin faction, because the front line should be enough to burst through the Skaven Slaves really quickly. Now, the Chameleon Stalkers are chevroned up. This is going to do a lot of damage, but remember, it's just Skaven Slaves. So even when you get a lovely connect and volley like that, it's getting you like 40 value, which is basically nothing. And now the Poison Wing Globadiers can open up and just eviscerate the Chameleons, Stalkers. Stalkers are trying their hardest though. The front lines have engaged and the Skaven Slaves will be turning and running for their lives. Umbral Tide are going to open up on the Poison Wing Globadiers. Not the best target for them due to the fact there's 100 armor here, but hey, any damage you can get can be good damage. And Chameleons are actually starting to lose the front line up against the Slaves, but the Skink Cohorts are starting to rally, and a big fat flank overload is emerging from the fiery depths of the trees as Krogar leads the battle charge and his Horned Ones to death or glory. Now, the Umbral Tide are being picked upon by the Teeth Breakers. They won't take horrendous damage from that range, but still it's damage. They need to pull back, regain their stalk, and then re-emerge once more. And in the main fight, you can see the Horned Ones are going to get intercepted by the Rat Ogres, which is quite problematic for them. They almost shut down the Rattling Gunners. In fact, the Rattling Gunners may well die here. They're kind of getting really low, or at least break. And we have more Cold Spear Riders starting to push in as well. We do see a Wyson Wild Form upgrade to go down, and Palin's Impenetrable Pelt's going to be keeping these guys nice and tanky as the Cold One Spear Riders lance their way in to the Rat Ogres. A lovely overload on this right-hand side for the Lizard Men. And in the main fight, Poison Globadiers are slowly being shut down, but not with any kind of speed, and a lot of the Chameleon Stalkers are faltering. We do have more skink cohorts starting to drive their way into the heart of the build, now that the Rat Ogres getting distracted and dragged away to this far flank, and it does seem like some of the Rat Ogres are saying goodbye, nice to know you, and thanks for the fish, and they're fleeing for their lives right now. Colin Spearrise doing a decent job pinning in all of this stuff from the Skaven, all their characters, their ogres, but at what cost? I mean, probably the cost of their lives. Hornwon's doing a decent job right now. They're just running over the Rattling Gunners, feasting upon them, and Crockguard's having a whale of a time breaking off the Rat Ogres. We do get a lovely Pestilent Breath going down the line on the Skink cohorts, doing some relatively decent work. And the Umbral Tide are back, baby, trying to do some damage. Only one kill on them, unfortunately. But Skinks are starting to swarm into the back line onto the Teeth Breakers, looking to shut them down. Now, Balance Power is very heavily Skaven favoured right now, and I think that's due to the fact that even when the Lisbon is shutting down these troops, they've sacrificed so much to get it. What's going to kill the Assassin, plus Tretch, plus the Plague Priest? Well, there's one guy maybe who our hopes lie upon, and that is Crockguard. He needs to get some really good favourable engagements to pull that off. We also would like to see some lovely Hand of the Gods. There's a lot of Rat Ogres surrounding him right now, and Tretch Traven... Oh god, I call him Cretch Traventail instead of Tretch Craventail there. Is charging in. He's fighting against the mighty Grimlock, and he's not actually running away. That could be due to the fact all his teammates are watching, and Rival High Talisman and Assassin's Trophies goes down, nuking Crockguard's stats to 0 attack and only 16 melee defense. He has been sent packing. A very nice withdrawal, though, coming in with Swiftness at Itzel to increase his escape probability. Teeth Breakers are lancing down the Fire Doggos, which is a sad day for any Lizardman player. You'll see they're going to go for one Parton Volley before most likely breaking. Those Skinks are in here now, trying to shut down this backline as quickly as possible. Crockguard just doesn't have anywhere to go. He's trying to flee from this horrible pack of filthy mutant rats who are chasing him. But the longer he runs away, the quicker his army does fall apart. I don't think we got to see a single Hand of the Gods there, which is a little bit upsetting. At least if there was one, I probably missed it. And I think that's GG's. If you look across the battlefield, there's no way. Like, Crockguard, even if he gets a beautiful Hand of the Gods and one-shots Tretch Craventail there, I don't think it's going to help him too much. And the poor Crockguard, even with Cold-Blooded popped on him, Grimlock's like, you know what? I'd rather, like, eating non-poisonous stuff. So I'm going to get out of here, peace out, and run back to LIVESTREAM. So, a sad day for the Lizardmen, of course, but we got to see Crockguard in action, and the Umbral Tide, and Horned Ones, so I'm a happy ducky regardless. And Crocky G managed to get 349 damage value there. Nothing crazy, but nothing too shabby. 450, 145, 183, 131, and 224. All of the Chameleon Stalkers underperforming, and that's kind of the problem here with them in this matchup as a frontline troop. I do love them as a rear attacking troop, but as a frontline, they're just going to waste their shots on Skaven Slaves and not get too much work done. Skink Colts with Javelins fared a little better. I mean, 290, 220, 170, 96, and 81 damage value, not much. Cavalry performed a bit better. Now, the Cold Spearers were unfortunately forced off without making too much of an impact, but the Horned Ones were fantastic. 1,617 damage value, 48 kills and over 10k damage dealt. Umbral Tide, a meager 400 damage value for them, unfortunately. As for Charax, Tretch Craventail, a mighty 250 damage value, which is awesome stuff. Can't see the game. Oh no, Hank. What can't you see? No, did the stream crash or something? It was all fine on my end. 250 damage value on Tretch, 225 from the Assassin, 867 on the Plague Priest, and the Skaven Slaves didn't do a huge amount, unfortunately, apart from absorb damage, but hey, as is the life of a Skaven Slave. 210k damage value on the Clan Rats, 697 and 103 kills on Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers is very nice. Warp Grinders, a meager 358 damage value. They kind of ended up getting dragged out to that right-hand flank to deal with the Skinkies. Now, Poison Wing Globadiers got 300 damage value, 660 and 630, so good job by them. Rattling Gunners was a mixed bag, 0 value on one unit, then 1,400 on the next. And the Cavalry did, you know, good. 920 for the Rat Ogres was kind of a standout, 679 for the Wolf Rats. So, GG. GG's indeed. So up next, let's go to Prague as a map. Oh, you're up next, and we will be getting Hankin. I don't know if we have you on our friends list, Hank. If you can't see the lobby, just shoot me a DM, and I'll get you added. I'm not sure if we are friends on here. Boo, boo, boo. I do not see you. Cool. Just checking something on Discord quickly as well. Oh no! Okay. Cool. I got a message. I'm gonna have to try to do some work on my birthday tomorrow now, a little bit, to give you guys some awesome stuff that I'm planning. But let's see if Hank can join. He can indeed. Welcome, welcome. I did not realize Hank was P for some reason. I'm assuming this is the right person. Should be Cyrus. So, someone wanted Malice. Oh no, we hate Skaven, but we hate lizards more. Oh, Knighthood! I don't know if you're in the right place, buddy. It might be a little bit heretical there. Might have to blast you in the face with a Hand of the Gods. So, we had shouts for Wurzag and Malice. Hank really did not want to play that matchup as Malice. But we can put Hank as Wurzag. So he can be Greenskins, and then Chax can be Malice if he's more happy doing that. I am Cyrus or Bunnies or Neckbit. I always get them all confused because all their names are so similar on the PA roster. So, let's do a very quick poll on who you guys would like to see. Who would you like Malice to face? So we have Wurzag as a possibility. We will pit after that. Let's go for a Vampire Counts one. Is Bella. Oh no, that's really bad for the Counts, actually, that matchup. I think like Dark Elves, well, Dark Elves like decent against, but not like stupidly OP against. We could go maybe Gelt. Happy early birthday vibes, by the way, from some very Scorpio vibes. Thank you so much, Benzo. Thank you, dude. So go Wurzag, Gelt, or what are you guys feeling? Absolutely adore ducks. Hey, Nighthead's got a good point. He does adore ducks, and that's kind of the main thing. So let's go Wurzag, Gelt, or boom, 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 boom. I'm tempted to put Dreicher as the Wood Elves. That's quite bad for Dark Elves, but hey, today's not about super balanced matchups anyway. Actually, you know what? We're going to go Malagor. We're going to force a Spellcaster at some point. Fire Ducks, Frost Ducks, and Arcane Ducks are really cute. It is true. It is true. So let's see out of these options. Congratulations. Thank you, I survived. I survived another year. I did survive another year. So I have entered a poll, guys. Who would you like to see Malice take on? Wurzag, Gelt, or Malagor? Should be good fun, I think, regardless of which faction we see here. We'll have to wait and see. So I'll just let the guys know. Just asking chat on factions. We've already seen High Elves, so we will see them in the future game, but not at the moment. It is Malice versus someone. But we will see. Yes, Malice Darkblade, or Malalis, as I keep calling him. It should be good fun. So, it looks like it's quite close on the vote now. Yeah, there's a delay on stream, of course. I mean, that's just YouTube puts that in. I think 10 seconds might be the smallest one you can have. Oh, okay, guys, I'm going to give you, like, another 10 seconds to vote on this one. Don't want to keep the players waiting too long. So if you haven't voted yet, you need to do it now. So 10, 9, 8 ducks, 7 ducks, 6 ducks, 5 ducks, 4 ducks, 3 ducks, 2 ducks, 1 ducks, no ducks. So, we're going to end the poll and see who you bad boys voted for. Dun 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 dun. I can't see who won yet. Let me know who won. There we go. It is Wurzag. So it is Wurzag, I'm afraid. Malice versus Wizag is... Malice versus Wizag it is. We get the Dark Cackling Lord of Evil Greenskin Force. And Malice is going to have to take them on. He's going to have to try his little heart out. Now, I actually don't think this is too horrendous for Dark Elves. I've seen it won recently in the Clan War Cup. It's definitely possible. It is not nice, though, as a Dark Elf player. But I don't think many matchups are as a Dark Elves, particularly against Greenskins, who are still very nasty. Who's who? Good question. Let me flip a coin. Do I have a coin on me? I have a dice. Right. Let's see. I don't know how I can do this live on camera. Let's see if I can do this on camera somehow. So let's go down here and get boop, that back up. So I've got dice in my hand. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh no. No, I don't have a dice in my hand. So I have a dice, and we're going to roll it right here, and then I'll try to show you what one is who. So if it's 1, 2, 3, it is Hank who is going to do it, and 4, 5, 6, it is Chax, and whoever gets that is going to get Malice. So let's roll the dice, and as you guys probably cannot see, because it's a very dark dice, it is a 1. So Mr. Hank is indeed going to be Malice Darkblade, and boop, why I'm here... I should just got a random number generator up so you guys could see, but I'm not that prepared. We need to change the names right now. So, left-hand side is going to be Hank now. Before I forget, let's just add him here, and he will be Malice Darkblade. Hank is Malice. Is Malice some kind of new chaos god? Maybe if he fully embraces his demon, he can perhaps become, you know, some Zarkan weird Malice god of war. But we'll never know because he keeps cowering out of it and being a coward and drinking potions rather than just becoming a great demon, which will probably kill them both. I don't know if it kills Zarkan or if Zarkan will go back into his imprisonments, but it'll kill Malice, who is a rather angry Elgie. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. Hope you guys are enjoying this format. It's pretty fun. And thank you for coming out and helping me celebrate my birthday as I turn to a 28-year-old ducky. So I'm certainly getting some more grey feathers on me. But we're entering our prime. That's what I keep telling myself over and over again while I rock myself to sleep. But if you guys are enjoying, make sure to leave a thumbs up and all that good standard YouTube-y stuff. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, because we have some awesome stuff coming. We were meant to do a big announcement today, but it's going to be coming tomorrow, I think, because I don't think all the work's quite completed on it yet. But hey, I get to do a big announcement on then, so it'll be fun. I'll be traveling home, but so I don't know how I'm going to do the announcement on YouTube. That's a big problem, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Who's doing money on, though? Do you think Malice Darkblade's going to win? Or do you think Wizag, the Great Green Prophet, is going to pull it out of the bag? I feel old remembering people born in 2000 can already drink 100%. 100%. Sonic. It's kind of worrying. Where I'm like, oh, that album's not that old. Like, you know, came out in like 2005. And then I'm like, oh crap, that was a long time ago. So I do that as well, unfortunately. Let's double check who's on after this, just so they can prepare themselves. So after this one, if we go down to the King of the Hill, it is gonna be Mr. Stormrunner. Then we have Ninja Penguin, Human Boy, Pyronado, Wicked D, hopefully if he's still around by that point, Neckbutt, and I think there was one more before Ice Power, and Zypher, and then Ice Power. So hopefully we'll get through as many as possible. We are going up to 8 today, so we still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. You even misread your typo. Oh no. I apologize. I apologize. Ask me, I'm in the 40s. Hey, that's a guy's second prime. Like, your first prime is when you hit 28, up until about, I'm going to say 38. Then you got 2 years of suffering, and then in 40s onward, it's just smooth sailing. Trust me, I'm a duck. I know these things. It looks like Mr. Hank is ready to rumble. Bring in the old meme blade himself. I'm kind of hopeful Charix is going to be coming in with a full Savage Orc build. It'd be a disaster to do that up against the Dark Elves, but it would be pretty nasty. Let me update the scoreboard as well. Charix has 2 points now, I think. Boop. There we go. Yeah, he took down Grombriddle then Tech Priest, so let's keep that nice and updated. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the love and support, dude. Happy to have you here, man. Tuning in and vibing with us. It's been a pretty good fun stream so far. I've got a video coming out after today as well for you guys, or after the stream, featuring our very own Mr. Captain Morgan, the legendary god of ducks himself, in a full Slayer build. It was really good fun, actually, so looking forward to casting that one. And I just got a load of good replays recently, which will have to come like later in the week a little bit, just because of me going home for a while. So we're just waiting on Mr. Charix. So he plots and schemes. Of course, these guys might not necessarily be super versed in the factions they're given today, so it might take them a little while longer to actually design their builds and stuff. Once the kids have sort of grown up, it's time to return to the folio of youth. Man, Knighthood, you can do that whilst the kids just put them to sleep and just chill. And put them to sleep as in, like, go to bed, not as in, you know, like, you know, evilly. Dwarfs where? Yeah, we've seen dwarfs once, Kelligar. We could maybe get dwarfs going in the next round as well. I think Stormrunner would actually murder me, though. He would, like, hunt me down and find me and kill me if I made him play dwarfs. So, maybe we can make him play against dwarfs. But Storm is a Dark Elf lover himself. We probably won't be seeing Dark Elves, though, because we'll be seeing them this game as well. We like to mix it up a bit. But there's a lot of factions we haven't seen yet. Vampire Counts, for example, Bretonia. So let me know which factions you guys would like to see, and we can, obviously, make that happen. Make that dream come true. Looks like Charix is ready to rumble as well. So let's do this. Hopefully we don't crash this time. Hopefully we do not crash. That is my worst nightmare. Oh yeah, so we saw Clan Angrand, Kelligar Iron Fist, so we're probably going to see Krakodrin next if we do more dwarfs. The problem with dwarfs is there is no even matchups for them, really. I think Lizardmen v dwarfs is relatively even. Like, slightly Lizardmen favoured, but not like crazy. What's another even matchup for dwarfs that you can think of that either isn't like really in their favour or really against them? Because I feel like they're such a polarizing faction, so Marmite. Just due to their roster and kind of like playstyle. So, we're loaded in now to the glorious battlefield. And I see the armies, but I'm not on the field of battle just yet. Come on, I believe. I believe, Malice. Come to life. Fuel yourself with the power of Sarkhan. This is weird. I've never seen the actually load in the armies like this before, but not actually load into the game. Seems to be a little bit buggy today. Not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, we can basically see what the builds are. We have Dark Riders, Assassins, Dark Shards, and Charix dropped Charix! I don't know what's going on today. He's crashed 3 times. Once in every game, so let's load out of that. And get him back in. So, oh, getting back in. We'll try one more time. I don't know what's going on with him today, unfortunately. But we will go again. Same builds. Impressive. But he's gone on a 3-game streak. Somehow. Game crushes my second name. I don't know how you've done it, Charix. Every time you've managed to crash the lobby, but hey, it doesn't take him that long to load up. Thank you, Cat Morgan. Happy birthday, Ducky. Thank you so much, dude. It's really appreciated, bud. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to be actually casting one of your games today, funnily enough. Or I've cast it. So that's going to be on the channel a little bit later. So hopefully you enjoy that as well. It's pretty cool. Thoric equals even matchups because make them in favour. This is the 3rd time now. I know, it's very impressive. 3 times, once for a match. It's a weird calling card you have. Let's pray it works this time. So let's load in and see how it goes. Yeah, Morgan, we've got a... I don't know what I'm going to call the video yet, but it's a pretty mad Slayer game you sent in. Which is pretty crazy, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So I think Chax just has to rebuild his build here, unfortunately. He was fine last time after his job, exactly. It's kind of like Chax's thing to do now, is he drops once to intimidate his opposition with a crash, and then he loads in the next game and beats them. That's kind of... It's worked for him the first time, so why wouldn't it work for him, you know, every time since then? So not a bad tactic. He's a shrewd fella, is Charex right now. Okay, well, we've loaded into the map, which is a good start. And the armies haven't randomly spawned, but been unmovable. Come on. Come on, I believe in you. Yes! Yes! Charex with the power of unlimited duckness. He's managed to load into the game. So for the forces of Hank today, bringing his beloved Malice Darkblade. Let's go through his infantry first. That'd be a bit easier to cover. So we have a load of Bleak Swords and a load of Dread Spears, which is basically the Dark Elf way, with 1 unit of Witch Elves in the mix as well. They can, of course, rampage your opponent and do some pretty nice damage themselves, so they are very susceptible to range and are quite squishy. We also have a load of Dark Shards, and backing them up is going to be some Dark Riders mixed in with Cold One Knights. So double Cold One Knights, double Dark Riders, big fat wall of cheap and cheerful chaff with some range unit potential just behind. We do have a Sorceress of Fire coming in with Cascading Fire Cloak, Fireball, and Burning Head, an Assassin, and then, of course, right into battle gloriously on Spite is Malice Darkblade. Now, if you're going to bring Malice, you got to bring him on Spite. 1, he's awesome, and 2, he is actually... I think he's meant to be smaller than other cold ones, but angry. But he seems to be a bit bigger in this game. When you use his ability, you're on a timer with Malice as he slowly drains health, so you need to get him into action as swiftly as possible. For the forces of the Greenskins, we have the Morgrub's Mangy Marauders, as well as Forest Goblin Spider Riders dotted all the way along, and Goblin Wolf Riders. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6 Skirmish Cav, bringing as many as he physically can. We have Orc Boys dotted through the main battle line and on the flanks, backed up by Orc Biggins. So Orc Boys, Orc Biggins, Savage Orc Biggins, all that goodness in this build. We also have a Goblin Rock Lobber backing up the Rusty Arrows, and leading the battle line we have a pesky little Goblin Big Boss, a Night Goblin Shaman with Vindictive Glare, and Wozag the Great Green Prophet with Gaze and Mork, Brainbuster, and the effigy of the Git. No Foot of Gork, though. Very upset, Charex. Very upset we didn't get to see a Foot of Gork today. But hey, there was no elite infantry for him to hit anyway. Spite is smaller, but more intelligent and vicious. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like that's what he's meant to be, but I swear he looks pretty big, right? Or maybe I'm tripping. He seems pretty big for a cold one. Maybe he's normal size. Where's the other cold ones? Let's have a little look. It's a normal cold one. I swear Spite's bigger, but it might be because of his armor, I suppose. He is wearing some rather luxurious elvish armor on him. So Dark Shard's going to be pretty pivotal here in forcing back all this Skirmish Cavalry. Unfortunately, Archers aren't quite so good at countering Skirmish Cavalry, as well as something like handgunners and stuff. Oof, 6 Skirmish Cav versus Dark Elves. I'm sorry, Hank. I mean, it's not too bad if you have handguns and stuff, because the firing arc means they tend to trade really effectively. They're much harder to skirmish and pull back away from. But Dark Shards are very susceptible just to being, hey, we're going to launch a volley, and the Skirmish Cav's simply going to run away. We do see an early Fireball, which is going to be traded with a Vindictive Glare here. Vindictive Glare goes into Malice Darkblade. Fireball misses Wurzak, though, and is going to not quite clip these Orc Boys, but it's certainly going to give them a fright, and that's not something they're going to enjoy whatsoever. Spider Riders are poking at Malice as much as possible. The Bleak Swords definitely need to get front and centre and drive back the Skirmish Cavalry, give them no good options. So you keep your Dark Shards back, you keep your Witch Elves back, and you just push forward. There's no Grom cycle charging you down in the front, but there is the possibility of a Brainbusters, which is a very snappy spell, and can be quite hard to do dodge. Instead, it looks like we're getting the Vindictive Glares and Gazer Morks coming in at Malice Darkblade, really going for that assassination style of play. A Fireball is going to go Counter Punch, but Vindictive Glare comes in, and Malice is down nearly to half HP already. Fireball is launched across the battle line, and it's going after Wizag, and this time it does connect, doing some glorious damage. If that first one had connected, it had been a relatively even trade so far. Both the guys getting down to about half HP, but because of some good juking by Charax, he has got the better of the early engagements. Though some of his skirmish cav is looking a little bit beat up now. They've done some okay damage to Bleak Swords, but honestly nothing that crazy. However, there's a lot of greenskins who should be able to overwhelm a lot of this front line. Gaze of Mork goes down once again, connects with Malice Darkblade. That's a really nasty combo. Vindictive Glare and Gaze of Mork just obliterating fools. So it looks like the Bleak Swords as well as Dread Spears are about to engage in the front line. Shields battering against shields, axes versus swords, and the Assassin is pushing in as well. A lot of the Dark Elf forces actually decided to do a bit of a swift retreat here, buying time for the Dark Shards to catch up and start raining down some shots. We even see an Assassin's Trophy go down on the Night Goblin Shaman. A little bit prematurely there, I think, by Hank, because he's got quite a long way to close that distance, but he may just be trying to shoot him down. We do get Vindictive Glare come in. Some of it clipped the Bleak Swords, but the other shot did indeed hit Malice. And soon he's going to transform into Tazarkan, which is way too early on the battle for him to really want to do that. We get a lovely Burning Head go down the line, catching out to both the Orc boys. A lovely cast there by the Dark Elf player, roasting 2 units as the Dread Spears pin them in place. The Assassin does have they need stabbing on them, but he's doing a decent damage as well up against Wurzak. He is currently very, very squishy, however. Malice is forcing his way towards the front line as Colwyn Knights eviscerate Orc boys in the front. Dark Rise doing a good job on the left-hand side as well, looking to push through onto the enemy skirmish cavalry. Dark Shards loop some shots up and over into the trees, into the big guns. Malice Darkblade considered going after the Night Goblin Shaman, but instead has come back to try to hunt down Wurzag. And it looks like he's going to start popping all his buffs. The Demon's Curse is currently popped, and he is transformed. Zarkan is here. Malice is no more, and the evil Dark Lord of Destruction whips his tail back and forth, beating up this Goblin Big Boss quite comfortably. Wurzak needs to start running for his life right now, and the Greenskins have to slow this game down as much as possible. Nice little push on the right-hand side where Greenskins have been victorious, and though the bounce power is relatively even, I think the Greenskins are in a far better situation because the Dark Shards are currently turned away, running in the wrong direction, which means they're not going to be shooting, but likewise, there's very little chance of them being saved unless this cavalry starts to pull back and try to protect them. Fireball is going to come in. It's going after Wurzak, no doubt, and it's going to be whipping its way through the goalposts, unfortunately hitting some of their own Witch Elves. Not the best sorcerer today. A little bit good, a little bit bad, a little bit of everything. Malice Darkblade is starting to lose health at a relatively quick rate now. Witch Elves are forcing themselves into the back of these Orc Biggins. Should be able to cut them down rather well with their little daggers. Big Fat Burning Head goes over to Rusty Arrows, as well as some of the Skirmish Cav. Nice cast. Burning Heads have been on point today by that Firecaster. Malice is really starting to drop health quite quickly now, which is a little bit scary, but he's going to drive in at the enemy once again. Dark Shards can continue to fire. Bleak Swords need to rally as well. On the left-hand side, there's a tiny bit of a resurgence, with Colwyn Knights coming back, looking to pin in the enemy Skirmish Cav and save the Dark Shards, but they're very outnumbered, unfortunately, and the balance power is starting to turn in the tide of green, and the Greenskins looking pretty good right now. Dark Shards trying to change that situation though, and whittling down the Orc boys from range as well as the Orc Biggins. Malice Darkblade is surrounded. FG of the Git has pinned him in place, buying time for Wurzag to escape. He's also increasing the leadership of nearby homies. It looks like Malice is out of spells, and down the Dark Lord doth fall. And with no Malice on the field, I really don't think there's any hope for the Dark Elves. The Assassin's rather low. I mean, he can do some good kiting from range to pull down Wurzag if he gets the drop on him. The Goblin Rock Lobber we haven't really focused on too much. It's up to 50 kills and 670 damage value. We have a nice little overarching view of the battlefield. There is a lot of green and not much elf left. We do have some spearmen coming into the rear and a little pocket of strength on this right-hand side. But apart from that, Dark Shards have been run over. Assassin's about to go down, though he is trying to finish off this Night Goblin Shaman. Elsewhere, we have a little bit more Dark Elf, so the possibility of a resurgence comes in the form of these reinforcements from the left flank. But I don't think they're going to be able to make it back in time. A fireball in slow motion is being launched towards the enemy general. And hopefully Chax hasn't crashed again. I mean, this game is over. The Greenskins have 100% won it, unfortunately. But it looks like we have got a little bit of lag between these two fellas again. Hopefully Charax holds. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. He's got a bit of a Savage Orc boys as well, I think. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be crashing out here. But that was certainly a victory there, yeah, for the force of Charax. Well played to Hank, though. 73 damage value on Malice doesn't reveal his true potential, because of course he also did get some abilities as Zarkin. 1,496 damage value on that Sorceress. If that first Fireball connected, it could have been a much different battle. Still, she was probably the MVP for the Dark Elves. 580 damage value from the Assassins, and the Bleak Swords across the board did okay, as did the Dread Spears, but nothing too good to be honest, and the Witch Elves really struggled. 269 damage value is not much whatsoever. As for the Dark Shards, a real mixed bag. 200 value, 400 value, and 760, and the Cavalry really struggled quite badly. Well played to Charax, though. The Goblin Rock Lobber got 681 damage value, just applying nice long-range pressure time and time again to the Dark Shards. The Skirmish Cav, 434 damage value, 279, 339, 420, 600, and 281. It was relatively well dealt with, honestly, by Hank. Like, it didn't get that much value and was pushed back by cheap shielded infantry. Drossy Arrows, 455 damage value, 880 from the Savage Orc Biggins, who did a good job. Orc Biggins, 448, 913, and 515 damage value. Orc Boys, nothing crazy to be honest. The Golden Big Boss did okay, 500 damage value. This Shaman and Wizard combo of just character sniping was so powerful. 1,339 damage value and 1,354 from the mighty Wizard there. So yeah, it looks like Charax once again dropped. I don't know what's going on with his game. If it keeps happening, we will have to just move on. Because it is quite disruptive. But it looks like, you know, that game was over, so we can pop into the next one. And hopefully it's all good. Brutal, yeah, that was brutal for sure. I've seen Dark Elves win it recently, Hank, honestly, in the Clan War Cup. I can't remember which, I think it was either EC versus XMT or CB v XMT. They did a really good job, but they did have to use Marathi. And the big problem for them is Grom, obviously, but there was no Grom today, luckily. What's up, Elgin of the Mist? How you doing, champ? Hope you're all good today. Hope you're well. Just going to switch around my headset there a little bit, so it's a bit more comfortable. And up next, we will get Charax in. I have to restart my computer. Go for it, mate. If it crashes again, though, we will have to move on. Cool. So we're going to let him restart his computer super quick, but if it crashes again after that, we're just going to have to move on, and he'll have to be an undefeated king. No Ice Storm, so Storm's going to have to go down. So Storm can play, but actually Storm might be able to play you. He said... Oh no, he can't play at all. No worries, Storm, no worries. Hope everything's all good. So we're going to take away Storm, so Ninja is going to be up, then Human Boy, Pyronado, Wicked D, Neckbert, Zypher, and Ice Power is the current list. Should be better now, awesome. So it should be better. So yeah, Ninja if you want to hop in, and we'll get Charax back in. Password is 123 buddy, and Charax is on a 3-game win streak, which is very good. And the left text we're going to change now to the Legendary Warrior Ninja. Boop, there we go. There we go. So which matchup do you want to see? Which matchup do you guys want to see? It wasn't Ice Power winning, Hank. It was someone else, but I can't remember who. I can't look at the factions annoyingly. So we still have a Bretonia, who haven't played yet. We have Vampire Counts. Now, I do know Ninja loves a Star Puppy, so there is a possibility of more High Elves. We haven't seen Wood Elves yet. Haven't seen Vampirates yet. We have seen Tomb Kings. We can see some more Dwarfs at some point as well. We do like the Dwarfs in action. We're probably not doing this game, but the game after, because it's been a little bit of a wait. So, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? He's not a human boy. Exactly. What about me? I'm all good, man. I'm just an aging duck here. I'm an old wise duck now. Just rocking back and forth in my rocking chair, yelling at kids how their hip-hop music isn't as good as my hip-hop music. What's up, Zach? How's it going? How is it going? Balanced matchups is something we're going to look at, Hank, but I'm not going to make them super balanced the whole time, because we see those matchups, like, you know, very, very often. so they can be a little bit boring. So we're just going to have some fun, pick some crazy lords for them. No worries, Wicked D. No worries at all, man. Sorry you can't make it, bud. We'll try and get you back in at some point soon. So, I think what we'll do is we will give Ninja his favourite high elves, because I want to see a dragon. And we'll give him... Let's give him Avalon, I think. Because that way we actually get to see, like, Treekin and stuff. And then Charax can go... Bretonia's pretty bad for the high elves. Vampire Count's really bad for Vampire Counts. What are you guys feeling? Dark, you can give me whatever matchup you want. Oh, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. I wish I was your age. I mean, I'm a duck. My lifespan is slightly different, but I'm a mutated duck, some would argue. So maybe I'm a little bit more like Rocket Raccoon, where I can live a bit longer. So, Ninja, you are going to be Avalon. And Charax... We should have gone Grimgor. I can't believe we haven't done Grimgor yet. Oh, Nick, yeah. Mate, we have the same birthday, bro. So, it's kind of tradition now. I go home on my birthday every year. So, the day before, we celebrate on YouTube. So, my official birthday is tomorrow. But my YouTube birthday, I guess, is today. So, we're going to be aging at the same time, bud. Oh. Charax, I know, loves elves as well. We could give him wood elves. So let's give him... What wood elf lord do we not get to see terribly often out of the sub-factions? Let's go Durfu. I can't remember what the sub-faction's called. Human Boy is a Tomb King Vampire Count main. That's what... Wait, is Human Boy that, or is that like the other one? There's multiple Human Boys. It gets confusing. No, Human Boy, yeah. Human Boy is secretly a Tomb King main because of his challenge he did. I'll be around a bit longer to watch though. Well, hopefully you're enjoying Wicked. Hopefully you're enjoying. Thank you so much, Zach. I honestly really appreciate it, man. Only true elves are high elves, says Charax. Well, I mean, Charax has a picture of Waywatcher in his thumbnail. But I guess they're kind of like an offshoot from the initial kind of elvish colonies. Though, personally, my favourite elves, I would argue, are the wood elves. Like, lore-wise. Yes. Yes, and Ninja will go Avalon, indeed. And the map will be Alpine Ridge, which is a pretty fun map. There's so many units for the free elf factions that are just not used anymore. It's kind of sad. I'd love to see all the different units from the free elf factions used from time to time. I agree, Eldrin. I do feel like I'm a little bit lucky as my main faction being Lizardmen, because the majority of units can be used. And shock and horror, guys, I have what will be most likely horrendously controversial, but I have a Lizardmen faction multiplayer tier list coming out probably tomorrow. And it's going to be interesting. I don't know how people are going to feel about it. I don't know how people are going to feel about it. But I think there are relatively... there's not too many units which are completely useless, I would argue. If there's space, maybe I could set up for a scrap. Sure, Zach, we're going to be running to 8 o'clock today. So we still have like 2 hours and a bit. So just add your name in the Discord under the King of the Hill queue, Finn, and we'll try and work our way towards you. Sword of Cain or Bust? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go like full evil thematic campaign. That's a really cool idea, Human Boy. For those who don't know, we actually have a couple of YouTubers in chat with us today. So, Mick Rightface is a fantastic YouTuber himself. He doesn't do Total War Warhammer content, but more story-based content. But it's all kind of like fantasy stuff, so definitely feel free to check him out. And Human Boy Yes Yes also has a YouTube channel as well, where he does thematic tournaments, King of the Hills, and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys check those guys out. They're always here and supporting, so I feel like we should give back to them as well. So, I for one am looking forward to this video. Man, it's going to get so much hate. I can feel it already. I can feel it already. It's like an hour long as well. Like, I break down everything. So what I hear is that Alarielle is breaking her alliance with the forest. So what's going to happen here? I feel like we're going to load in. We're going to crash them. Chax is going to load in again and we'll be fine. Although he said he reset his PC, so it should be okay. Give Human Boy Tomb Kings or Vampire Counts. We haven't seen counts yet. We haven't seen counts yet. So we do need to go through Vampire Counts, Vampirates, Bretonia, and there's an outcry for dwarfs at some point as well. There was a big fat outcry for dwarfs, so we will see some more dwarfs in action at some point. No doubt. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. No worries, man. Keep doing your work, man. Keep going your YouTube. It's a grind, man. It's a grind to start with, but it's worth it. If I hadn't done all the grinding at the start of YouTube, I'm still grinding now. I wouldn't have got to meet any of you guys, which kind of sucks, so. Cool. Ninja is around to go. Don't worry about the, like, the readying up and off readying up and stuff. Ninja has some OCD, so he has to do stuff multiple times. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a repetitive, I don't say strain injury, but that's something completely different. Repetitive, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, you have to do certain stuff a number of times. I, like, low-key had a tiny bit of it as a kid, where I had to do stuff in 4s and 8s, or to a point. Like, I didn't have to, but I wanted to do stuff in 4s and 8s. And it still gets me a little bit when I'm drinking. That's the only thing it gets me with still, where you like taking sips of drink. But everything else is kind of, I've gotten rid of it, luckily. If nothing else, it'd be interesting to discuss the nature of the Lizardmen sub-factions. VC Mirror. Oh, Jellyfish, I can't do it, bro. I know it's funny. Like, everyone's like, oh, do a VC Mirror match. It'd be great. And then you do it, and everyone leaves because they have to watch a Vampire Count Mirror match. No, it's not Tourette's. I do know someone who has Tourette's as well. They're a really lovely person, actually. Very talented actor, so. And the funny thing is, they don't actually, like, get Tourette's when they're on stage. I guess if they're focusing, right? But anyway, let's dive into this. So, Charax is going to be coming in with an Ancient Tree Man. So, he's actually abandoning Durfu. I don't hate this pick at all. Ancient Tree Man is actually pretty solid because he has the access to heal himself. I don't hate him in Will of Mirror matches, actually. He's coming in here with Earthblood as well as the Dwellers Below. Apart from that, we have Doorway Stalker. We have a load of Eternal Guard all the way along. We also have a load of Glade Guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Oh, no, okay. Okay, 3 of those were Deepwood Scouts, and the rest were Glade Guard. We then have a load of Eternal Guard, a load of Dryads as well. So a just real thick, wide line of bows, spears, and trees. I like it. For the forces, of course, of Mr. the Mighty Ninja Penguin, we do have a Star Dragon. Now, if you guys don't know, Ninja's been around for a long time on the channel. Really awesome dude. Since, like, I think before 100 subscribers. And he almost always takes a Star Dragon because he just loves them so much. So we do see a Star Dragon today. We've got a box of Spearmen, guarding Double Sisters of Avalon with a Foot Alaro in the middle with Earthblood, Regrowth, Tempest, and Star of Avalon. We have an Ancient on a basic Tree Man and the glorious green colour scheme here of the Dragon Princess. With this lighting, looks a little bit sickly actually, because we're kind of in like a, I don't know what this is, I guess cloudy sunset or sunrise, I'm not sure which one right now. With the Dragon Princess. They look a little bit better from this angle, actually. It's going to be fun. This, I feel like this build's going to suffer to the Glade Guard, but everything else is going to do fantastic against. That Star Dragon survival is going to be pretty rough, though, with the amount of bows that are on the battlefield. But if you believe in the heart of the Star Dragon will believe in you, and all things can go well. Be right back. Maybe be back. Will see RE stream? I'll see rest of the stream. Happy Duck Day, Ducky. Thank you so much, Dr. Jellyfish. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's OCD, but I'm not sure what, like, the specific, like, repetitive thing's called, but yeah. He decided he was a Dark Elf main yesterday. We've seen quite a lot of Dark Elves already, though, on the stream. Zach, I believe... Oh, crap, I didn't realize about side. Zach, I was reading chat too much. Do you remember the Vampire Count free-for-all that we sent to Darv? I think you were in it. I feel like you would be. It was absolutely madness. So Star Dragon is going to be pushing forward and going to be eating quite a few shots, which could be problematic. Dragon Prince is going to start roaming out to this left-hand side a little bit, which is good news for them if they can see the Deepwood Scouts, but I don't know if Chak is going to leave his boys there too much. And apart from that, he's going to remain in this defensive posture as the Dragon Princes do push forward. Now, the Star Dragon is floating around, looking for some good signs, some good battles. He's doing a little bit of juking and diving there, left and right, but it's going to start getting skewered upon the arrow bolts as those barbed arrows sink deep into scaly flesh. But the Dragon's going to be pulling itself a little bit more wide here. The Waste Stalkers really will start adding up and doing some damage. Now, the Deepwood Scouts are going to be opening up fire on the Dragon Princes. And it looks like Dragon Princes, you can see, change their direction there. They're aiming for the trees. They're like, nope, we're coming after these Deepwood Scouts. And they're actually pushing forward now, aiming at the enemy front line. Now, if their lance is low, they can do some nice damage. Unfortunately for them, though, there's a lot of elvish pressure coming at them, so they're having to fall back right now and then charge in once more. Star Dragon is sitting this one out so far, but I don't think Ninja's noticed. It's actually getting attacked here by the Waste Stalkers. This is quite an easy mistake to make, particularly when he's micromanaging his cavalry on the left-hand side. But the Waste Stalkers is going to start adding up more and more damage value, and yeah, that Star Dragon has yet to notice, and now it does and decides to pull back. Dragon Prince is going to be falling back to the trees, realising their effort was going to be in vain. I think he wanted to get some early cycle charge on the front, wasn't aware of the Deepwood Scouts here, and that kind of forced him back, and he took considerable damage there whilst dealing out none so far to the Wood Elf forces. Ancient Tree Man's going to start waddling forward as well. The Star Dragon floating around the right-hand flank, taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy, as the Waste Stalkers do continue to loose shot after shot into him. And that Dragon's taking quite a beating right now, so he's not having a good day whatsoever. Down to about 4,200 HP and 0 kills. We need to see him probably fall back. I'd like to see the rest of this army advance up and take the high ground, and use your Sister Avalon to range shots down. You have the better archers here, and then commit with the Princes and the Dragon. I feel like it's doing it kind of in the opposite order. And you can see now the Sisters are starting to advance up, as well as the Ancient Tree Man. Just trying to get a look at the enemy build. We will need to see some healing on the Star Dragon, because it's taking quite a pounding so far. Though a lot of ammunition has been used up. I mean, the Waste Stalkers have used, what, half and a third of their ammunition. And the Wood Elves simply going to be pulling back and kiting back where possible. Sorry to ready up, no worries, buddy. The Sisters are going to continue to range shots in, looping the shots up and over, and now firing into the Dryades, where if they connect, will do some really lovely damage, of course, due to the fact they are both magical attacks getting their way through that physical resistance. Tree Man is just looking upon the enemy. This is all you can muster, Saruman, this pathetic army, as he walks forward, looking at his traitors. I suppose he would probably be the traitor. He has sided with the wrong elvish force here. Star Dragons continue to take a bit of a pounding. The Dragon Princes just keep rotating into different positions. And yeah, the Sisters have moved up a little bit. We'll let Ninja know he needs to advance with his main force. Star Dragon does not count as attacking. Although he's kind of just getting shots. So honestly, the delayed engagement's just helping out the Wood Elves. But it does look like the Sister Avalon are now going to be taking it to the high ground. He wants to keep this defensive box down here and kind of poke and drag himself back into it. I think the box should just advance with the High Elf forces. It doesn't seem to make much sense to me not to do that. The Scouts, as well as the Glade Guard, open up on the Tree Man, taking a bit of a pound in here. Dragon Princes are waiting on the flanks, and now the Sisters are opening up onto the Glade Guard, and they will trade effectively against them if they can connect with their shots. You can see Chax is duking it back and forth, trying to dodge as many shots as possible. The Sisters are relatively accurate, and the Glade Guard are now taking quite a pounding. Counter-shooting back against such elite warriors might not be the end of the world, and no disaster! We're about to see Dwellers below. Very quick thinking by Ninja, and he manages to pull away almost instantly, but he's still going to take some damage. It wasn't disastrous in the end, but it wasn't nice either, and it looks like, yeah, they're just about going to be able to pull back out of the worst of the damage, and I think that overcast probably wasn't worth it in the end, though. It did do some nice work there. Dragon Princes continue to move up on the flanks, hidden in the trees, as the Sisters do fall back towards their defensive box. Ancient Tree Man is just charging forwards. He's just like, I'm pumped, I'm Leroy Jenkins in it, I'm going to get full on, just like, bring it, bro, bring it on, you're a coward, Tree Man, I'm the true Chad Tree Man, let's do this. I don't think he's thought this through, though, because he has no support, and the Ancient Tree Man is going to love it, so there's a load of damage going to be taken into place here. Dragon did get pulled back. I don't think it's been healed up yet. Spearman Box is now starting to advance, and the Ancient Tree Man is, yeah, not having the best of days. I do love to see a bit of a Tree Man fight, so let's get a nice cinematic as you see arrows raining in the distance. And it looks like the Sister Avalon's starting to do some nice damage there, but the Ancient Tree Man trying to prove this sapling who is the true OG. Yeah, Glade Guard again, absolutely roasted right now as the Sister Avalon get a Shield of Thorns to help protect them against the incoming enemy pressure. And they are starting to do some decent damage to the Glade Guard, but they're certainly outnumbered, even if they're not out-elited. And the Spearmen are now advancing against the Dryads in the front line, an engagement which would go very well for the Dryads, but we do have the Dragon Princes in reserve, currently being held back, and the Star Dragon, who can come in and influence this battle greatly. Now, the Glade Guard have been forced back. The other units are still shooting. The Tree Man held on surprisingly long, actually. Gets one part in, bam, slap in the face of the Ancient Tree Man. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do too much damage, and the Ancient Tree Man is going to get forced back here. Good play by the Dragon Princes. They are getting into the back line, and they're not sticking in one spot. They're kind of hitting and running into different units of archers, so some good micro there by Ninja, but is it going to be enough? This unit's very beat up right now, and there's just so many elves in the back, and these guys are very overextended and unsupported. Star Dragon is lining up a beautiful breath attack down the line on the Dryads. Doesn't connect super well. He was a little bit close, so it didn't catch both units, but it's going to be enough to break one unit and maybe force off the second one as well. Eternal Guard keep battering at the gates. The Wave Stalkers are raining shots in continuously on the Star Dragon. These guys are going to get some disgusting value at the end. And oh no, it looks like Ninja is actually going to bow out there and pull down. But I think the game was still up for grabs. I mean, losing the Tree Man's not too great. Only 100 value on the Star Dragon. Dragon Prince as well kind of struggled to get in on the action. And the Sister Avalon was a little bit out of the gate, I'm afraid, and not able to shoot in there. For the forces of Charax, the Ancient Tree Man got 1,100 damage value, and it came down to those Wave Stalkers, man. 670 and 900 damage value is some really good work. And elsewhere, a lot of the infantry didn't get involved in the fighting. Glade Guard got okay damage value, as did the Deepwood Scouts. Some nice early pressure on those princes, but alas, it was not enough. Sorry to surrender, I felt like I lost on the army screen. No worries, man. No worries. No worries, dude. Always good to see a dragon in action. I feel like he just felt like he couldn't advance and not get, like, destroyed from all sides. I feel like there was still hope, yeah, for sure. Wait, Wood Elves get High Elf Dragon Guard Cav? He was going as an Avalon, so they can get like Dragon Princes and stuff. Loving the Tree Man, 100%. 100%. I do wonder what a Tree Man versus Tree Man fight would look like. I mean, now you know. Now you know. So, Charax is me claiming yet another victory. Let's update his scoreboard now. Boop. Up to 4. And let's see who his opponent is. I believe. Boom, boom, boom. Let us double check. I am 28 minute. I've seen your question in Discord if you are watching. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I'm turning 28. So, up next is Human Boy. So, Human Boy, then Pyronado. We can't do Wicked D, unfortunately, so it'll be Zypher, then Ice Power. And then maybe Zac as well if we have time. Oh, and Neckbut's in there as well. I believe. We're just going to keep working our way down the list and seeing how it goes. Still got about 2 hours, about halfway through so far. Oh no. So I've seen a picture from Storm. He's trying to watch my stream and his like internet's doing really bad. That's why he dropped out. No worries, Storm man. If you are still watching, it's not a problem at all. So up next is going to be Human Boy. Yes, yes. So totally a human is what we're going to call him. Oh no, actually we'll make it a bit smaller. We'll call him 100% human. So everyone knows he is not a Skaven, like the rumours keep suggesting. He is actually 100% a human boy. And there's nothing no one can do to disprove that. Okay, it won't annoyingly fit, like, properly where I want it to. There, close enough, close enough. Yo, yo. So who do we want to see next? I think we need to see some more dwarf action. And Human Boy is a vampire count main. So how about dwarves versus vampire counts? How does that sound to you guys? 100% like to viewer ratio? Oh, hell yeah. You guys are smashing it. Thank you so much. Torox. We'll get Torox in here at some point, Torox. 100%. Let's go. Memes are dreams. It is true. So, Charix is Karak-Kadrin. And Human Boy is Isabella von Karstein. I don't know what her faction's called, so we're going to go with that. Boop. Team meeting, going on mute, but still have you up. No worries. Say hello to your team meeting to me. At the very end, just be like, oh, guys, have you heard of Rubber Duck of War? You should check them out, man. I feel like that'd go very well in a meeting. Awesome. So we are getting to see Human Boy play his favourite vampire counts. Oh my god, yeah, we could make Neckbert play as dwarfs. That'd be great. Thank you, Major Mullah. Thank you, dude. I want to see Beastmen, but not Torox. Let some of the Beast Lords have some fun. We did do Beastmen earlier on. Actually, no, did we do Beastmen earlier on? We almost got Malagor, but I think we didn't. We might show off Malagor at some point, or Kazrak, though Kazrak did really good in a recent tournament for us. Hope there'll be many more Duck Wars to come. I'm still kicking. I'm still fighting. It's time to find a Dwarfen mains build. Hey, there's plenty out there. Yeah, I don't think Charix... So, yeah, Isabella's not going to be great in this matchup. Thinking about it, we probably could have given him Vlad. But I don't think Charix has ever played dwarfs in his life. He's a pure heart and heart elvish player. So it's going to be interesting. As we found out recently, Human Boy is actually a secret vampire count main. Let's move it to one of the crack maps so we can work our way through some of these. Let's go crack Asgol. It's a solid map. It's solid. Because we see Vlad a lot more than Isabella. At least I have, so I'm going to make him play her. She's still got a load of tankiness and so forth. Decent spells, so she'll have use, even though she won't be like the greatest in combat against these guys. I like to see Gelt. Okay, let's write that down. So we don't have counts. Done dwarfs again. Let's get Gelt in next. How do you guys feel about an all-man matchup? So Gelt versus one of the Bretonnian lords, maybe Alberic. How's that sound? True gentlemen are always elf mains. It is true, but true legends are always lizardman mains. That is the saying, I believe. I played Dowie twice and won twice. Well, keep going. Undefeated. Go and win the next WWC. Oh, sorry, I was flinging a dice around. Empire Type War was a weird game, man. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. My friend had it on PC. I didn't have a PC at the time which could run it, but it was... I liked Medieval a lot more. Medieval and Rome, and then I didn't have a PC which could run a game all the way up till Total War Warhammer 2 is when I started playing the game. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it hugely. Number of units versus elite troops versus single entities, which of those tends to do better on average? It really depends on the meta at the time. So single entities used to be in a really good spot, for example. But number of skirmish and range potential is probably the way forward at the moment, Eldrin. So I'd argue wider builds in the current meta are better than smaller builds or single entities. But that is not to say those builds can't work. They 100% can work and have done multiple times. Boris versus Kazrak would actually be pretty awesome. And very thematic. So why don't we go Boris versus Kazrak? That's very thematic. I don't know why we didn't think of that. What's up, dog? Woof woof to you, my sir. Hope you're all good. Banshees are out of fashion. Yeah, I haven't seen Banshees around that much. They used to be, like, everywhere. I mean, White Kings are just so, like, amazing with their ability to, like, do so much damage to enemy chaff and so forth. It's hard to pick a Banshee over them, personally. I think Banshees just don't really match up to them. Now, there's probably a few matchups where, you know, the Ethereal State can really help quite a bit. But I think 9 times out of 10 at the moment, most people are taking White Kings. Yeah, it looks like people are quite happy about Boris versus Khazrak. All-in Cav Rush is the way to go. I would argue, Captain Morgan, all-in Cav Rush is always the way to go. Very Rohan-like, King Theoden-esque. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so we need to see some Bretonnians. So we've got Boris versus Khazrak in the next game. After that, we're going to have Rapance versus someone. But who would you like to see Rapance again? We have already seen some Tomb Kings. What about a VP Lord, maybe? Like Rapance versus Vampirates. Like maybe up against Sloshadiathin or Salt Spite? Maybe. I could see that being pretty good fun. Right, let's hop into this one. Badoosh. Let's go. Lovely Savar drink to keep us alive. And nice and refreshed. It would do terrible Elgin because everyone would know that you're just going to bring a load of ethereal stuff and they just counter it with magic. So it would be like a super one-trick pony. Chick with the net. Go versus Salt Spite. So that's our next 2 games lined up, guys. And then Taurox versus Ungrim at some point could be good. Okay, I'll write that down as well as a possibility. So we're going to do Boris versus Khazrak, Rapance versus Salt Spite, and then maybe Taurox versus Ungrim. It just depends. You're quite a way down, Zach, I think. If you look at... Did you add your name to the Discord? I think you did. Bam, bam, bam. So we're currently on to Human Boy. You've got Pyronado left, Neckbert, Zypher, and then you, I think. Actually, so maybe not that far. Maybe not that far. We're working for a lot of people. So, let's have a look at the dwarf. So, for Clan Ungrund, not Ungrund, Krakadrin, yes! Charix the Chad coming in with the boys. We have Ungrim Iron Fist alongside Gotrek Gunnarsson come in with all his buffs, even the really expensive axe, which does maybe do good work here. Lowers magic resistance and armor piercing. I mean, maybe it'll be okay, who knows. I would argue the red colour scheme is my favourite of the dwarfs here. We have Dwarf Warriors and Ironbreakers. So, Dwarf Warriors in the front with the Warriors Drawing Fire Pass, backed up by Norglin Ironbreakers, Ekron Miners, and more Ironbreakers, with some Dwarf Warriors holding down the back as well. Leading the army is Ungrim and Gotrek, and then we have a Runesmith in the mists as well. Not seen terribly often. Coming with a Rune of Slowness, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and Rune of Negation. Actually a very powerful character now, but just because of Thoric Ironbrow, you never see him. We have Double Thunderers and Iron Drakes with Trollhammer Torpedoes. For the forces here of the Vampire Counts, we do have a load of zombies in the front line, dotted all the way along. We then have the Sternsman on the flank and Graveguard with great weapons, which are really kind of your bread and butter in this build, is grinding down the enemy. We then have Cane Wraiths on the flanks, so 1 on each side at least. 2 on this right-hand side, 1 on the left. We do indeed have Isabella von Carstein on foot, a Banshee, and a Necromancer coming in with his Forbidden Rod. Should be good fun. She's coming in with Invocation of Nehek, and that's... Oh no. Invocation of Nehek and Wind of Death. Oh my god, Wind of Death could do so much work here against the Ironbreakers. Pretty good build. A lot of magic, and is there much magic damage here? I mean, you've got Gotrek. Gotrek's going to have to kill, like, a lot of stuff if this is going to work. A lot of stuff. So the build is going to be forming up ranks, going nice and defensive, and then starting to push forward a little bit. Just so they can, I mean, it doesn't really matter where they fight, to be honest, as long as they get roughly on the hill. That will be a quick win for you. Good luck, have fun. Oh no. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know who's going to win this. We have the Fellbats in the sky as well. They can swoop down to the Thunderers, looking to overwhelm them. But the Graveguard could be very problematic for this build, unless those blasting charges go down on them. Otherwise, you know, don't blasting charges go down on zombies. So the most expensive weapons ever made in Dwarvish history, of course, are the explosive torpedoes launched from the Iron Drakes, and they've been used to kill zombies. But hey, it's dead things being even more dead, so it's not to love. The dwarves do push forward a little bit right now, looking to engage with this first unit of zombies, and the zombies do start to move in. I'm very interested to see when these winds of deaths get popped. They could be massive. They could be massive. If Human Boy can pull off a Wind of Death, that would be spectacular. Yeah, if he gets a Wind of Death, like either double Thunderers or takes out a unit of Ironbreakers, it can be really good. But you can see Charax has a nice formation, where it's almost kind of like a wedge formation. So these guys are slightly different directions, diverting the enemy to different sides of them. What's really nice about that is Wind of Death can't connect with both units at the same time, which is obviously super, super useful. Blasting charges are going down on the Grave Guard, which is some good focus there from the forces of Charax here, as the Thunderers do open up some shots. Cane Wraiths are engaging, and in comes the Wind of Death. It's trying to catch the Thunderers, but Charax is very swift on the micro and manages to dodge the worst of it, and it's actually probably going to do a load of friendly fire here, so it kills more zombies than it does Thunderers, but hey, it's a few dead dwarfs. That was a little unfortunate with the miss there, but good micro by Charax. Philbats are flying up in the skies, looking to get some lovely rear attacks, charging down and flapping those winds into the hearts of the enemy. The zombies are going to be eating even more blasting charges, and the Grave Guard as well, just about holding on as Dwarf Warriors continue the fight. Now, Gotrek was pushing in with Ungrim Iron Fist and the Runesmith, looking to get to grips with Isabella von Karstein. We're going to see a lovely cast of the Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down on the Grave Guard. You really want to overcast that ability in my experience. Banshee needs to be careful. The dwarfs are on their way, and dwarfs are pretty deadly on short distances. Luckily, the Banshee is going to be able to use her ethereal abilities to swoop between the Grave Guard and leave Ungrim and Gotrek a little bit upset by that. Ironbreakers using blasting charges to clear off the Fellbats, not a bad idea whatsoever. Although it looks like the Thunderers are being shut down quite heavily now. Norglen and Ironbreakers are beating back the Cane Wraiths. Neither of them going to be able to do too much damage to the other. Isabella von Karstein up to a mighty and impressive 2 kills so far. Grave Guard reserves are being brought in the form of the Sternsmen. Fantastic in this matchup. And going to be carving and decapitating dwarves where they stand, which isn't too good for the dwarves, of course. In the rest of the fight, it looks like the zombies are just about spent. However, the Grave Guard are really getting into the thick of it right now, and a lot of the range potential for the dwarves is just completely shut down. Thunder's been forced back, Iron Drake's been forced back, and there's a lot of Fellbats that continue to harass these units wherever they go. We do get a cheeky zombie summon trying to pin in Gotrek Gunnarsson, but he is a rather swift dwarf, so he's going to be able to force his way back and aim for that Banshee. Runesmith and Ungrim just continuing to try to fight as much as possible, and they are going to pop a Rune of Slowness down on Isabella von Karstein. She's using the Blood Chalice Potion to try to heal herself up here. What's it called? The Blood Chalice of Bathory? Or something like that? Who knows how that's said, but she's running for her life right now, and Ungrim cares very little for your pesky magic witch, and he's going to be hacking with the Red Ruin and Axadago. Red Ruin is not an item you normally see on Ungrim. He already hit super hard, but oh my god, it might pay dividends here. He slaps Isabella with his axe, sinking it deep into her rotting flesh, and she takes so much damage that Ungrim is consistently on the warpath and can probably just turn around and smack up this Banshee. Sure, it's ethereal, but someone who hits as hard as Ungrim, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be doing big numbers, and the Hero Corps is doing some decent work for the dwarves. Unfortunately, the rest of their army is kind of running away and falling apart. Norglen and Ironbreakers are holding, but not doing much damage. Some Thunderers have returned, but Ironbreakers have been overwhelmed. We've got some more Ironbreakers in the middle of all this madness, just pinning the enemy in place. Hero Corps isn't able, though, unfortunately, to finish off the Banshee or Isabella, and that's very problematic for the Dwarvish folk. They really needed to kind of wipe her out where they could. Though the Thunderers are unleashing some shots in her, we'll have to wait and see if Human Boy does recognise the threat of the Thunderers. And it looks like he is now moving her once more. She does take quite a pound in there. Big fat Rune of Wrath and Ruin goes down on the Sternsman and Grave Guard doing some nice damage. Likewise, could be using the Cane Wraiths to some relatively decent effectiveness. Thunderers are going to be falling back now. Miners are pushing up in the form of the Ekrund Miners. We have some more Thunderers rallying and some more Dwarf Warriors who need to get back into the fight. Now, Isabella is at her healing cap. There's a lot of Sternsmen left, though. I'm a little bit worried about this Hero and Lord Corps, that they're going to just get dragged down by the sheer weight of number of the Grave Guard. Could be quite likely right now. Gotrek definitely needs to get his heal off if he's going to fight some more of these legendary heroes of legend once more. It looks like the Thunderers and Miners are being forced back. Miners probably want to turn and engage this. Are they only a summoned unit of zombies? It's a tough one. Noggle and Ironbreakers actually beating back the Cane Wraiths now. Now that they've got them crumbling, these guys have done a pretty impressive work. Nearly up to 1,500 damage value. They are now surrounded on both sides by the Cane Wraiths. I'd love to see a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin go down either in the middle here or on the Cane Wraiths and try to get these Ironbreakers surrounding these heroes once more. You can see the problem with the Dwarves is they've kind of been picked apart and moved into separate little boxes, which is really hard not to do up against the Vampire counts because they're so good at summoning and so forth. But it is kind of a death sentence for the Dowie if they start to fight isolated and alone. Hero Core should be able to overwhelm with the Graveguard here, just about. So the Runesmith and Gotrek looking very beat up. Ungrim is still doing fine and dandy. Norgren and Ironbreakers are just a stone amongst an ocean of undead right now. Completely surrounded, they don't give a damn. Up to 81 kills and some lovely work. It looks like the Thunderers trying to finish off Isabella, but they themselves are about to fall. And this Hero Core needs to get to these bros to inspire them to greater feats of heroism. They still have blasting charges. They can still launch more in. It looks like the miners might have been used to pin these units in place to try and let the Ironbreakers fall back and maybe get some blasting charge shots off. Lovely zombie summon that does come in. We did get what looked like a miscast from the Runesmith. What? What was that even doing? Oh, Master Rune of Slowness down on the Necromancer. That's going to allow Ungrim to catch him, but there's so many troops nearby. I really do think Rune of Wrath and Ruin is the only way to clear out all this chaff. Ironbreakers have fallen back for some reason. I guess it's to turn and launch in these blasting charges. Doing lovely damage there to the Graveguard. The Necromancer, despite the Master Rune of Slowness, is going to be able to escape here. Gotrek has popped the Rune Axe of Gotrek, giving it even more negative magic resistance to all these troops. These Cane Wraiths really are going to be suffering quite badly right now. And Gotrek does get his heal proc, which is quite nice. Now, it doesn't give him a massive, like, huge amount. It doesn't hit him all the way up, but heals him quite nicely so he can continue to fight here. The Unbreakable Bromance in the middle is actually doing some pretty sweet damage. Now, the Sternson being alive is the biggest problem. This Runesmith needs to survive with that Master Rune of Wrath Ruin to beat them back. Thunderers are opening up on Isabella now, doing some pretty decent damage, and it looks like the Dwarves have a bit of a resurgence. Ironbreakers charging back in, Dwarf Warriors charging back in. They've been inspired by the heroics of the Hero Core and the Ironbreakers, but Ungrim's looking very beat up and beleaguered right now. Isabella down to 1,200 HP. Banshee coming to her rescue right now. Runesmith is on the approach. Looks like these Cane Wraiths will be losing to the Ironbreakers. Gotrek and Ungrim still fighting back-to-back as bros. We are going to see a big old fat juicy Wind of Death go down. Ironbreakers try to dodge it, but they are not swift enough. They probably have to force their way through their opponents in the front. They win the fight, but lose the war there, taking so much damage. Look at all the dead Ironbreakers, but they care little still. Morale holding on up to 102 kills. We're going to see a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin go down here, or no, it looks like a basic one, unfortunately. Getting some pretty solid value done. Blasting charges are coming in as well, but Ungrim's looking close to breaking. Gotrek as well, not looking super tanky. The last of the blasting charges have been spent to try to break and crumble the Graveguard, and the majority of the Vampire Count force has been beaten back. Isabella finds herself in a disastrous situation. Thunderers in guard mode continue to unleash deadly salvos after her, and Gotrek with the uppercut slam, bringing his axe into Isabella's chin. A load of bullets to the face, and bam! That is how you kill a crazy demon vampire lady, gentlemen out there, if you ever have that problem. Ungrim is going to be moving back now and running away. Gotrek is close for support though, and if he can get a heal up, he can deal with this Banshee relatively well. Ungrim needs to survive here, and Gotrek with the big slaps does so much damage to the Banshee, who's finding herself in between an angry and an even angrier dwarf, as Gotrek, barely clinging on to life, does so much damage, and the Banshee's getting sniped, and the balance of power is in favour of the dwarfs here as Thunderers beat back the Banshee, and the Ironbreakers hold firm in the name of all the dwarvish holds of old and new, as the Thunderers now surround the beleaguered undead forces, and the dwarfs, with an absolute miracle comeback, claim victory in this match. Charix, he doesn't play dwarfs normally, but when he does, he plays them like a Chad, bringing Gotrek and Ungrim and stealing victory from the jaws of defeat. Big breaths, guys, big breaths. My God. My God, jeez, that was insane. That was insane. Such a close scrap. Torx never liked dwarf character score, but Torox, Ungrim and Gotrek, the bromance. Engineers would have been insane here. Yeah, engineers can be useful, but they're quite easily sniped. Ephil needs some sort of rework, just so much magic damage around nowadays. I agree, Davina, I agree, and I think magic resistance is being reworked completely for Game 3. For Game 3. Man, that was wild. That was absolutely wild. Like, that was insane. Human Boy, if you've got the replay for that and don't mind it being cast again on the channel, feel free to send that in to me, or Chax if you're watching. That was such a good game. Well played to Chax there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ungrim Iron Fist, 2,932 damage value, 46 kills, 1.2k on the Runesmith with 62 kills really isn't too shabby. Mighty Gotrek, 1.7k damage value in, far outdone by the Slayer King. I guess that's why he is known as the King. But still, 131 kills really helped with that magic to kill the Banshee. Because without that, the Banshee... I mean, the Banshee doesn't do that much damage, though, in this matchup because of the magic damage themselves. But, yeah, Gotrek also dampening the anything he hits really did also help Charax greatly here. Now, the Dwarf Warriors, 320... 230 and 72 damage value, so they just absolutely crumbled. 740 though on the Necromante did a glorious job, and 592 on the Warriors Dragonfire Pass isn't bad. The Ironbreakers, particularly the Regiment Around, held for so long, despite a beautiful cast by Human Boy to wipe these guys out with the Wind of Death. They still got 2,493 damage value, over 16k damage dealt, and 114 kills, 1.6k damage value on the second unit. Thunderers, 1.1k value and 310, and need 213 the Iron Drake. So Human Boy did a really good job of shutting down the range, but this one unit of Thunderers just kept coming back time and time again, and it really is what was kind of the end bullet in the coffin for Isabella von Carstein, who got just shy of 1,000 damage value. Not bad considering it's not a good matchup for her, but I thought she did pretty good. 134 on the Necromancer. The Banshee, yeah, only 430 damage value. I think a White King would just be better in this matchup. Now, the Cane Wraiths, 300 value, 863 and 696 isn't terrible, but not amazing. 2,000 damage value on the Graveguard, 1,300, 1,100, 888 and 1,000 on the Sternsman. Really good play by those Graveguards, allowing the zombies to absorb and the Graveguard to dish out the pain. The Cane Wraiths seem to be doing really good initially up against the Norglen Ironbreakers, but then they kind of start to falter, and the Ironbreakers are just like, no, you shall not pass. And I guess their huge armor plus the magic resistance counteracts kind of the Cane Wraiths and their AP. Very well played. Very well played. That was awesome. Yo, yo. Can you power down Super Saiyan and not be Super Saiyan 2? Yes, yes. Yeah, the Banshee didn't do too much. Didn't do too much. Isabella got some value, though, but she had to be used much more as a Castle Lord here, for sure. Let's go Iron Sand Desert, and it is going to be, we wrote this down, Boris versus Kazrak. So, it is Boris for Charax and Kazrak for Pyro. I don't know what Pyro plays. I know he plays Tomb Kings, but that's about it. I think he's making his debut on the stream, so give your love and support to Pyronado here. Really cool name. He's actually going to be up in a replay later today, actually, that I cast on the channel. But let's quickly change everything around. So, left text needs to now change to Pyronado, which is a pretty cool name. Let's get that up there. And I think Chak's on a 5-game win streak, which is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd stuff. I love it. Don't own Beastman DLC. Oh no! Well, we can save that for the next one. And do you have VP DLC? We'll just do like the next one down. Thank you so much, Torux, you absolute legend. Happy birthday, he says. Thank you so much, man. You're always such a nice guy to have in chat. And one are always really supportive, but likewise always make chat so much lively and so fun. It really is cool. Human Boy has nothing to be ashamed about. 100% not. That was insane. That was a crazy game. That was a crazy game. That was so good. Yeah, Banshees do suck, Human Boy, I'm afraid, at the moment. Oh, Caligar, you just missed one of the craziest games. Oh, no pressure to buy it. What DLC do you have? We'll see what he has. We'll see what he has. Break a leg, Zach. Alright, in a quick battle right now for the first time in a while. Wish me luck. Good luck, Mr. Zach. Hope you do good. Ungrim claps Isabella so hard that Vlad will be jealous. I mean, yeah. Ungrim was slapping people around all day. Yeah, I think Zach's been pulled back in a little bit, which is really good to see. See, Torx lies duck. He doesn't hate everything. It's true. It's true. She got a value from the wind of memes. It actually, yeah, Hume Boy, if it lines up super well, it can be, like, devastating. I think the first one, the problem was there's nothing pinning in the Thunderers. So they can just, like, move out of the way. But if you... The good thing with Dwarfs is they're too slow to turn around and run away from, like, Wind of Death. So if you pin in their front, you can often catch at least the majority of them. Everyone likes duckies. I mean, I feel like everyone's got to like duckies, right? Everything but those two. Let us do, then... we've just done... Wait. We will just switch around. I don't want to be an idiot here. So... Wait, I thought you said you didn't have Beastmen. I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, he doesn't have the Beastman DLC, but he has the Torx one. Well, we can just switch round the factions if you don't have Kazrak. So you can be Boris. And Charix can be Kazrak. I feel like that's a sensible, like, switch around. And it makes things pretty simple. Pretty simple. Let's have another little sip of our drink. I'm assuming Charix has the Beastmen DLC. Oh, I can't. I don't have the Beastmen DLC. How? Okay. Just go Torx then. Cool. We'll get Torx in here. He's in chat, so it looks like Kazrak's sleepy. He's not ready for action, but Torx is all ready for a scrap. So we'll just do Torx versus Boris, and get it cracking. He's like, okay. We'll get there eventually. Could do Torx versus Wolfheart. Actually, Pyro. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk the fact he doesn't have that DLC. We're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. Thank you so much, Pantalinada, aka Mr. Fantalinada, or Fantalemonade. I can't remember what Logic calls you now. I think I have an awesome video with you in, by the way. You versus Loopy? I think it's in it cast like for Thursday or Friday or something like that. It was very cool. From you guys in a tournament. So you'll be seeing your face around a little bit more on the channel, which would be good. But we get Torx in, so hey. It's a good day. This could be Chax's undoing. He might get taken down by the Pyronator himself, Mr. Boris, who can't bring Regiment Rounds. Because he's Midland for some reason. It's so bizarre. Good call. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it, and pray it works. Lovely little sip of our drink there, keeping us alive. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm getting for my birthday yet. Hopefully a walk. That sounds really weird, but I asked for a cooking walk for my birthday. Like a big fat juicy one. It'll be good. It'll be good. So I can cook all my stir fries and stuff and my noodles, which I'm a big fan of. So Beastmen vs Empire is a pretty fun matchup. There's a few things you can do as the Empire here. I mean, shooting Beastmen always tends to go quite well. The problem is Beastmen tend to be very good at swarming, and Centaur's an absolute nightmare. Luckily, Empire, you have quite a few units to pin in Centaurs, like your own Empire Knights with their relatively thick armor can keep Centaurs at bay for quite some time, and Huntsmen are just good against everything in the Beastmen roster, but the big problem is, can you protect them? And that's kind of the big if 9 times out of 10. Looking forward to watching. Yeah, I was going to cast some games after today's stream, but my voice is going to die, I think, so I have today's video done. I have tomorrow's video done. I'll have to do Wednesday's video today. And then Thursday's I'll do when I get back from my trip. I'm going down to visit family, basically, for my birthday. Wolfheart should be able to hit Torx's throat as a master marksman, right? Nope, I believe that is what happened in the end times. I think Marcus is the one who kills Torx with an arrow through the throat, but I could be wrong there. Plus, we don't necessarily call end times lore, but I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people have mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about it. I hope you guys are excited for Death Before Dishonor to return as well, which is a return on Thursday, which is a big live stream tournament we're going to be doing on Thursday. I think it kicks up at 4, so I should be home by then, luckily, and then we'll be streaming the semi-finals and finals. It's been quite some time since we did a super competitive tournament, so I'm pretty excited to be bringing back Death Before Dishonor and looking forward to seeing everyone in action for that. They do tend to be pretty awesome. Thank you so much, Loopy. I was literally just speaking about you. You've got a replay that's going to be on the channel soon, which is amazing. Which I'm very much looking forward to casting, but it'll probably be out like Thursday or Friday or something. End times fake, all is Zinch illusion. That's a good point. Yeah, he does need an armored scarf DLC. I think it'd be pretty expensive, but it'd be like a guaranteed invulnerableness for Torx. I wonder if anything could pierce his armor, because he's just brass, right? Can you melt him? If you like did like a real hot burn in the head and just kind of kept it on him while he was sleeping, wouldn't he like melt? Maybe he has like magic, signs of protection against magic though, because of the demons. That's why he's like powerful. Humans probably lied, yeah, probably. They didn't want to claim that actually during the end times, evil was about to win. They're getting absolutely thumped, and then just an army of ducks swarmed in and did what the humans could not. And the humans are like, we're not going to include that bit because it kind of makes us look bad. So we're gonna just pretend it didn't happen. Pretend it didn't happen. Charax is ready. He's been an absolute beast today. Did we give him his win for the last game? I feel like we did, but maybe we didn't. Let me know. How many wins is Charax on? Magical brass from the Chaos Gods. Yeah, so I don't know if he'd be able to melt. I don't know if they'd be able to melt him too much. I think like the Age of Sigma like games are apparently actually really good. I don't think the lore's particularly amazing. Apparently it's getting better. I would be interested in playing the game in like a very small way of playing kind of what's it called in 40k? It's not called Deathwatch. There's like where you play with like just a squad of models. So I wouldn't have to spend like a load of money because Warhammer's so expensive, man. It's crazy. I used to play as a kid and Jesus is it pricey. And I don't want to have to like sit there and paint a whole army to be honest, because one, I'm very bad at painting, so it'd take me a long time. But I wouldn't mind, yeah, bringing like a small, like a squad or something of like lizard men would be really good fun, and playing that. I'm sure you guys will know what I'm talking about, or some of you will, then you'll be able to explain it to the others. But there's one in 40k, which I don't know if they have in Age of Sigma, where you bring like an army between kind of 5 or 3 models to like 15 is like the biggest. And that's it, and you play in kind of leagues against each other. It seems like a really cool format. Oh, sorry, I just closed my chat accidentally. Can't believe Morgul became a minor Chaos God, but Torx doesn't get to be an Age of Sigma. He'll probably appear at some point. He'll be back. I feel like it's quite cartoony, Age of Sigma from fantasy, where it's like, hey, you know, they died, but they're back. It's, you know, like in comic books, you see characters never truly die. They always come back in some way or another. So that Pyronado is still building. We're just gonna ready up. Kill team. Thank you. Dust and Polos. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, Mark has been chatting some rubbish about Taurox. He's been doing it. Yeah, I think Pyro may have just overspent there, so he should be close. Should be close to being ready. He is good to go. So let's hop in and have some fun. Hop in, have fun, see the madness unfold. And we've still got about an hour and a half left, guys. So we should be able to make it through the list, which is all good. I believe up after next is going to be... I can't actually remember off the top of my head. Let me get my Discord off my phone. And I should be able to tell you. It is going to be I think Neckbert next. Yeah, it's Neckbert, followed by Zypher, followed by Zack, I believe. So hopefully we'll be able to get through all those games and then close out the stream. No! Charax has left us. Let's see what he says on the phone. I'll message him and see if his game crashed. Did your game crash? I'm going to try and get him back in. Oh wow, Charax said his little brother shut down his computer when he went to get a drink whilst waiting for his opponent. Oh no! Well, no worries. Just hop back in with same build. That's right, we can chat for a little while, I've got time. Oh, and he's in. Oh my god, he's swift. He's very swift. Well, Charax's younger brother seems to be some form of a Skaven assassin. Thank you, Human Boy, for the replay, man. That game was absolutely wild, bro. You played it so good as well, and then just the dwarves managing to catch the characters was like a death sentence. And let's get stream chat back up. What's up, Rusty? Yo, yo, yo. How are you? Yeah, Mordheim's like kind of similar, right? I don't know if they do a similar Finner's Kill team in Age of Sigmar. I hope so. What was the D&D version? That'd be cool. I actually started playing D&D recently. It's been really good fun. I'm playing a gnome sorcerer who's just like a nutcase, using like wild magic, and I'm super squishy because I'm level 1. I like 8 hit points. It's crazy. Anyway, just for talks and chat, let's get a picture of himself. Hold up a mirror on the screen for you, bro. Here you go. Here's the mighty Torx brass ball, just carving up the ground there, again, all ready and excited for the action. He's going to be coming in with the brass body. Now, he also has a Braccia and a Wild next to him with Treadkin on foot. Apart from that, it's relatively wide. We have a load of Ungor spear herds dotted on the line with some Ungor herds backing them up. And Centicores. So Centicores, Centicores, more Centicores, and more Centicores. Although these ones are Phrenaxes in the centre. Some of them are, of course, the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, the regiment of renown here. We have the Tuskor chariots. We have Chaos Warhounds of Poison. And then 1, 2, 3 piggies go to market. And those are the 3 Razorgore herds there. Double Threat Manticore up in the skies as well. Pretty fun stuff. Just fast moving with a load of cheap infantry. Now for the forces here, instead of the mighty Pyronado, we do have Boris Todbringer, aka Mr. Chadtastic, up in the skies, coming in with all the goodies. So he's brought his White Cloak of Ulrich, he has the Midland Runefang, he's all ready to go. We do have some Empire Knights, and I must admit, the Midland colour scheme is pretty badass on a lot of their troops. So we have Sterling's Revenge in the back, we have double Empire Knights to help protect, a load of Halberds and Spearmen, guarding 3 Company Militia in the middle. I think 3 Company Militia is pretty smart here. In the front line, we do have Spearmen and actually double Greatswords, which is pretty cool. We're going to see Greatswords against the Beastmen. I don't know how well they're going to fare. I do love their colour scheme there once again, but I don't know how well they're going to fare, unfortunately, up against kind of all the Centicores bomb rushing them and the Razorgores and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. You never know. We do also have a Hellblaster volley gun in the middle, and a Light Wizard coming in with Bronus Time Warp and Banishment and a Power Stone, and 1 unit of Outrise with grenade launchers. I love this build. This is a super cool build coming in here from the forces of Midland and Pyronado, but is it going to be enough to stop the tyrannical reign here of the mighty Charax? Only time will tell. Charax has been on a bit of a winning streak at the moment. On a bit of a winning streak. I just set Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay campaign in Mordheim. That'd be really cool. You should have rolled for the half-bird race. I never had the option to be a half-bird. We're playing on, like, it was my mate's first time ever DMing. He's done, like, such a good job of it as well. So we didn't play with any of, like, the real crazy stuff. We were playing with, like, pretty simple stuff. But yeah, I'm a wild sorcerer gnome who I can, like, activate this, like, chaotic powers within my guy, basically. And my magic's, like, even better. But then I have to roll on a table of 100 different things. And so far in our campaign, I have gained regeneration briefly. I shrunk 3 inches as a gnome, was quite a big deal. And I turned into a plotted plant at one point as well, which right in the middle of like the main boss fight, I just transformed into a plotted plant. It was not great, but it kept me safe for a turn, I suppose. But anyway, sorry, enough about D&D. Let's get back to the glorious action. And the Centaurs instantly going to start beelining for Mr. Boris and the Outriders. They're going to be a fantastic counter to the Outriders, who are actually looking to line up some shots themselves, and they give some passing shots, and they do actually connect. A couple of Centaurs there taking some pretty nasty HP damage, but hey, they've got regeneration. The Dome Manticore in the sky is going to do relatively decent up against Boris, unless it gets dragged back into all of the range, like the Free Company Militia, as well as these Hellblaster volley guns and so forth. Hellblaster's doing a really nice job, though, aiming at the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, who have lost quite a few models. Now, they can knit their skin back together, but they can't bring the dead back, unfortunately. So those models will be going out for good. Empire Knights just force back the Centaurs and drive back home again. Good play so far by the Empire. Free Company Militia are going to start opening up some shots. Now, it isn't an Ungor Spearhead, so it's not going to do too much damage. Tuskor Chariot's going to be very scary for this build. There's no net on the Light Wizard, which is very surprising. And you can see the Tuskor Chariot's going to go straight into his Great Swords, straight through and onto the Hellblaster. We need to see Boris, really. He's like the only counterplay to these Tuskor Chariots. Apart from the guns, and the Sterling's Revenge are doing some nice damage to them. They have been forced back, at least momentarily. Up in the skies, Boris is being an absolute beast, of course, and dueling the mighty monster one-on-one. This is what he does. And, yeah, he forced off the Pharaoh Manticore, but he is taking considerable damage now from the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, and the second Manticore is on swift approach. Empire Knights slam into the Chaos Warhounds down on this flank, as well as the Centaurs dishing out the pain. Boris trying to snoop down to friendly territories, which is certainly a good idea. Grenade launchers do some good work. Now, Torque's Brass Ball is lifting up the Hellblasters and crushing them between his mighty maw. And he actually doesn't destroy one. He kind of gets in there, does some damage, and then runs back onto the Great Swords, who are currently getting abused. They're not having a good fun time. And Torque's considers going after Boris, but decides to leave him to his pet Manticores. Boris is attempting to snipe out the Brave Shaman, but Boris has overestimated his own ability, I feel. We do get a Bronze Time Warp go down on the Free Company Militia and the Spearmen. That should allow them to cleave through a decent amount of these troops and buy time here for the grenade launchers to really whittle down the infantry front. Boris is back up in the skies and regenerating. He needs to fall back to some form of gunners here. Empire Knights have countered the Centaurs really well, and they're doing just that job down on this flank. Elsewhere, it looks like Torx is quite happy in the cookie jar right now. The Chariots as well are rolling dirty. Please, Charax, don't let your PC break. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. As the Chariots do run in here to this unit, do some pretty decent damage. It is certainly in the Beastmen's favour, but it's not game over yet, though. See, that balanced power is relatively in the middle, but Charax did drop. I think what we're going to have to do is make Charax like the undefeated king, because his PC's crashed kind of like 5 or 6 times now, and it's just, it's slowing down the stream a little bit, which is unfortunate. Should have played as a monitor on your D&D. That'd have been awesome, man. That'd have been really awesome. So, the Empire did certainly look like they were going to lose, but I think it'd be a bit unfair to knock Pyronado out for that drop. Because Charax has dropped multiple times now, like quite a bit. So I'm assuming he's not going to be in the lobby. Yo. I'll have a message with Charax now, quick. I think we will have to move on, as I need to get through the list. I don't want to stop people playing, basically, just because, you know, we keep stopping time. No worries, bud. You played super well. So, Charax is going to be ending it there, I believe, with the 5 wins. Or did he get 6 wins? It was 5 or 6. I'm going to put 5 down, and a little 6 as well. So he certainly will be getting the most wins out of anyone today, but I think we're going to be moving on, unfortunately, just to ensure that everyone on the list could do 6 wins. It was 6. Perfect. That Dowie game was insane. So, up next, we are going to get in. Let's see who it is. I believe it's Neckbert. Yeah, so the next on the list, it's going to be Neckbert, followed by Zypher, followed by Zack, Red Salamander. People are doesn't to stop him. It's the only way. You've got to crash his internet. It's the only way to win. So, on the right now, we are going to put down Mr. Neckbert, if he's still here. And boop, there we go. And the scores will be changed now to 0-0. And we will load back in. There we go. So, Unfortunately, Pyroneo doesn't have that many DLCs. So we might not be able to do Repants versus... Oh no, I think he might have Repants, which is cool. So, Pyronado, do you have Repants? See if he has the DLC. Let's go Gorgazana's map. Yes, love it. So you will be Repants. And Neck, you will be Salt Spite. Salt Spite, there we go. That's her name. Aranessa Salt Spite, I believe it is. So this should be good fun. Midland sadly sucks as a sub-faction. It definitely does, because it doesn't get any of the Regiment Renown and stuff. I don't know why they haven't changed that. I returned fresh from my first victory. Feels good to win after a long break from the game. Zach, I hope you were playing the Mighty Lizardmen. I hope you were making the Lizardmen people proud. Pork. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for this one. So we've got 3 games left, guys. We should be able to get through them all. We've got Mr. Neckbert here up against Pyronado. We then have Zypher coming in. We then have Zach coming in. And maybe if we have time and he's around, Ice Power. He wants to be really late on the stream. But I'm not sure if he's going to make it. I haven't heard anything from him yet. So that'll maybe come in as well. But thank you guys for coming here and celebrating my birthday with me. It's been a really good fun stream. We had lots of people watching, lots of people chilling. And it's going to be our last stream till Thursday. And Thursday we're going to be back with Death Before Dishonor, because I'm going away, so I won't be able to cast the next few days. And Friday I'll probably do an Age of Empires stream on Twitch or something. Which will be good fun. Which will be good fun. Most definitely. See, Zach's a man of many talents. All glory to Repance, my saviour. We'll have to see how well she does. One with a combined arms force against Torx Beastmen build. Oh, nice. Torx is very popular right now. Both in chat, of course, and as a character in the game. He can certainly be rather nasty. And in a good way, obviously, like rather powerful. Rather powerful indeed. So, I mean, Bretonia versus Vampirates. I do feel like the Bretonians really need to get super aggressive straight out of the gate. Thank you so much, Rubik's Raptor. Hope you're all good, champ, as well. I've been really enjoying some of your stuff lately. And I actually had a message from someone saying to me, like, oh, thank you so much for showing me Raptor's YouTube channel. I've been binge-watching his stuff for 2 days now, which is really fun. But yeah, hope you're well, man. We need to get some games in soon as well, actually. It's been too long, bro. It's been too long, so I hope you're all good. I hope you're all good and having a good fun, chill day. Good fun, chill day. Just doing a little doodle while we wait for these guys to hop in. And while we wait, let's get a poll up as well of some description. What shall we ask you, lovely people? Oh, here's a controversial question. Is birthday cake delicious? Because I swear, like, yes, no, and meh. Because I love cake, but I can't go for like a whole cake. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we do nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. No, as like bleh. And meh. Bam. So is birthday cake overrated, underrated, or is it just that juicy right? Have to wait and see. Digging the sub-factions. Yeah, we've mainly gone sub-factions today. It's just a way of getting, like, lords you wouldn't normally see. So yeah, is birthday cake delicious? Is it not good? Or is it a bit meh? You know, a little bit in the middle. How could you? Torx will be back. Maybe it was a fake Torx. That's always a good answer to it, I think. Digging the sub-factions? Yeah. No worries, Wicked D. Peace out, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. What's up, Dame Offensive? How are you today? I actually was going to message you today about something, but it's going to have to be tomorrow. There's a big announcement, and I might try to get you involved in this event. It depends on a few things that I'm going to be doing this month. And it was meant to be announced today, but it's going to be announced tomorrow. But I'll message you about it later. You can't do controversial questions like that. It seems to be pretty controversial so far. Seems like a pretty simple yes. Trust me, some people don't like birthday cake. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the awkwardness of having to sit there whilst people sing happy birthday to you, or if they just think cake's boring. Anyway, to the builds. So, for Mr. Neckbit here, he does indeed come in with a couple of units of mortars. We also have Aranis Assault Spite and Gunnery White on Crabbo, and a Vampire Fleet Captain, cool. So we're not seeing the real kind of annoying, like, double Gunnery White, but we still get one in there for action. Vampire Fleet Captain's coming in with nice healing and raising the dead, so Raise Dead and Invocation of Nahek. And then Aranis Assault Spite on her Crabbo, we will call him Mr. Krabs today. He's going to be coming in with the Spearfish and Net, and of course that glorious Immune Psychology. So I like what I see so far. We have Deckhand Mob Polearms, we have a load of Scurry Dogs, and some Lamprey's Revenge, such a sticky unit to deal with. And apart from that, is there any depth guard or anything super fun? I don't think so. It's mainly just like rotting flesh and a load of gunners. So a load of handgunners in the secondary line, a couple of mortars in the back, and then some nasty looking Crabbos. For the forces of Bretonia and the mighty Rapance for the Lady, she is coming in on horseback, of course, alongside Henri Le Massive, the ultimate friend-zoned guy. And Rapance looking like a badass as always. She's so cool of a character. She's coming in with the Halo of the Maidenly Wrath, which is a mouthful, but an awesome mouthful, as well as Fleur de Lis banner. And her horse looks so freaking sick, with like the dragons and stuff on it. It really does remind me of a Joan of Arc, which I'm assuming is what she's based off. We have Henri Le Massive backing her up and giving her some guard in. Dams of Life, kind of Earthblood, Regrowth, and Dwellers below. We also have the Grail Guardians just behind them, so a real tanky core of cavalry. In the main line, it is Battle Pilgrims mixed in with the filthy, unwashed peasant mobs. And more Battle Pilgrims on the flanks and Men-at-Arms as well, holding it down. We do have one Field Trebuchet. It's going to really struggle up against the Mortars if the Mortars start shooting the crew, though. And we have the Defenders of Fleur de Lis and the Knights Errant on this right-hand flank. So not too heavy on the cavalry, apart from that unit of Grail Guardians on the left-hand side. And we also have a Grail Reliquie in the middle to keep the army held together. Going to be a good fun one. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to this quite a bit. Oh no, I'm scared. I mean, it might not be something you want to do, Dame, but I'll let you know probably tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling home tomorrow, so... we also got Royal Plexus Knights up in the skies. I might message you after this and just get you prepared for it, just in case it is something you want to do or not. But it's a cool little event we're going to be doing, like a little Total War Warhammer event. Talks at work right now? No! What kind of fool doesn't like cake? Trust me, there's people. Thank you, Chax. You played some amazing games. It was really unfortunate. That, you know, the drops and stuff. It'd been lovely to see you keep going. Oh, pineapple and pizza. Man, pineapple and pizza seems to be such a hotly debated topic. But anyway, here the battle goes underway, and a few of those trebuchet shots are launched upfield into the zombies. I mean, you're going to crush a lot of zombies, but you're not going to do much damage. So you're going to want to be focusing down the gunnery mobs as quickly as possible. But interesting to see who the mortars counterfire. I was definitely prepared here for more archers, but it's definitely more of a rush Breton style of play. And it looks like they're going to be aimed directly at the Men-at-Arms. Not a bad target. Mortars aren't the most accurate things, and just as I say that, every single shot is connecting here and wiping out Men-at-Arms doing some lovely damage. Cavalry can start floating around the flanks where possible. You can see a decent amount of damage has now been done to the gunnery mobs. Of course, there's plenty of room for healing from that bit here, as the cavalry continues to swoop around. Rapance getting ready to lead the charge in. Now she's going to start getting picked apart by the gunnery whites, which of course is going to be a bit of a problem for her. But there is only one today, which is a really big boon. Although I believe the Vampire Fleet Captain as well. No, Aranis Assault Spite doesn't have range. I feel like the Fleet Captain would have range. I know you can get one with a pistol. The rocks are now landing on the elite units here, and it looks like Rapance does get caught in a net and just eviscerated in a matter of seconds here. Scroll of Shielding goes down, and it means nothing. She got netted on the approach, and then the handgunners just finished her off. Her attack animation carried her only so far. Even with the Scroll of Shielding going down, she's getting wasted right now. We need to see an Overcast Regrowth, and she shatters instantly. No! What an anticlimax, just devoured by crabs. Rapance goes down. This isn't France. This is the cruel world of Warhammer, I'm afraid. And Henri as well seems to be getting absolutely pummeled right now. We are seeing the Dwellers below come down, but it's not going to be so good up against those single entities. They'll do decent damage, though, to the handgunners. The Knights are doing a decent job. Like, they force their way into the back lines, but they've just been overwhelmed so quickly as the men-at-arms and Battle Pilgrims do charge in. All of the peasants are just, whoop, 360 in and are running for their lives right now. Okay damage from that Dwellers below. Henri's like, if Rapalance isn't here, I'm not going to be here, so he just flees for his life. Grail Guardians are trying their best to hold back this hero core, but man, that damage. The net with the gun combo. It's such an old classic. It does so much work here. See, the Knights are starting to force their way in. There are gaps kind of being formed, but they're being plugged right now by the Lamprey's Revenge. However, Battle Pilgrims, as well as the Royal Plexus Knights, are starting to shut down the mortar crews, as well as the gunnery mobs, forcing their way into the back to overwhelm them. Good play with the cavalry so far by Pyro. Unfortunately for him, Henri is looking really beat up right now. He's trying to rally the peasants around him. Vengeance! Vengeance in the name of Our Lady! And charging against the Scurvy Dogs, but the Scurvy Dogs seem to be having the upper hand at the moment. Trebuchets are aiming at Aranis Assault Spy to try to drag her down. She's taking quite a bit of damage, but it's still, not doing too bad. And look at the gunnery mob's pressure, just bringing down these glorious Knights of Legend as they collapse in heaps upon the ground. Not having a good day whatsoever, unfortunately for them, as they are forced back here. We do see a lovely pirate gunnery mob summon go down, shooting into the Battle Pilgrims, doing some decent work. Henri is going to be falling back to the Grail Guardians, looking for a bit of protection, but this is looking so bleak. I don't see any way that the Bretons can win this. Once they lost the Lady, they lost the heart of their build, and it looks like it's going to be going down here. Peasant mobs are breaking. Even the Grail Reliquie is running for its life right now. Henri Le Massive as well is fleeing. And it's just the Grail Guardians, these super sticky, tanky Knights of 120 armor, holding firm. But there they go, being dragged down by the nasty Crabos, down to just 14 models. A few more shots are being laced in over on this side, but Aminos kicks in. And it looks like Neckbert, with his favourite undead, is going to be able to come through here to victory. Henri isn't being friend-zoned, as Rapalance is not the sort of person to take a lover in the first place. I mean, it's true, but I guess that's kind of, one of the reasons why he is. He's like, I shall protect you. But he didn't do a good job. Henri, you're fired. Rapalance, even though she's a badass, she cannot take 1,000 shots to the face. 0 damage value from her, unfortunately. Damsel, only 369 damage value, 468 from Henri. It really was a struggle after this. She went down. Everything kind of got thrown to the wall, and it's one of those situations where, hey, everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the face, and they got punched in the face pretty hard by losing their lord straight away, and nothing got good value. 540 from the Pegasus Knights, and 518 were the highest in the build. As for Neckbert there, the Spearfish Net came in clutch, 1,000 damage value. The Gunnery Whites, who I hate, by the way, I hate Gunnery Whites for burning passion in my heart. 987 damage value. It's really well good work, though, there by Neckbert. 758 from the Vampire Fleet Captain. Just beautiful net play. Netting the enemy in place. Infantry did very little, but let's have a look at the guns here. So 430 damage value, 1,356 damage value, 500 and 397. 869 damage value on the Scurvy Dogs, 949 on the other unit. They did really good. 1.1k on the Lamprey's Revenge, and the Mortars didn't do too much before being shut down. GG's. GG, well played. Hey, thank you, Sebastian, aka Mr. A-Move. Hope you're all good today. How she started as a peasant girl? I suppose she technically is. Oh, like work her way up through the ranks. Working her way through up. Rapalance wasn't able to withstand Aranes's pole dancing skills. Unfortunately, not today. That net coming down just kind of like doomed her. So let's go to a map that no one likes anymore, but used to be really popular. Let's go Glacial Lake. I'm gonna make everyone go crazy. Go Glacial Lake, and we've seen Rapalance now. So what do we want to see, guys? What do we want to see? We've seen Bretonia. So any factions we have yet to showcase? We've done all the undead factions. We've done Bretonia, we've done Empire, we've done Dwarfs, we've done Lizardmen, we've done Skaven, we've done Greenskins. Chaos. We haven't seen Chaos yet. So we go Chaos. Maybe Norska. Norska vs Chaos. No worries. So, Neckbert says, please don't give me vampire counts. I've never played them before as the vampire count name. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Wulfric for Neck, because we saw a frog earlier on, right? And then we will go, and for Zypher we will go I mean, Chaos, but which... We'll just go Chaos. Like, we can't do a sub-faction, unfortunately. Oh, we can just do Norska. We'll just do their main factions. Norska. Okay, so these guys won't be going sub-factions because you can't be Chaos, and it's kind of hard to do it with Norska. So I'll bring these two in. Let's update the scoreboard. So, it is going to be a 1-0 so far to Neckbert. And well played to Pyronado. Pyronado, really lovely display in both his games, but he's going to be going down now. And being replaced here by Zypher. Let's get him a little bit bigger, and there we go. And after this, we also have a Zach plan. Have you played the Walking Dead games? I played one of the really bad ones back when I was at uni. With my housemate was playing it, and it was terrible, but if you played it together, it was kind of funny at how bad it was. I think you played as Daryl, maybe? No, maybe not. I don't know. It was a really bad game, but it was hilarious. Exactly. Torques will just melt the ice would be the problem. I am not happy with this response. No, what's up, Blackthorn? You absolute champ. How are you doing? I hope you're all good, buddy. We need to get some Age of Empires games in soon. I might play tonight, but I need to get stuff ready for tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll have time. I'll try and sneak in some games. Awesome. Awesome. No skirmish cav allowed. Which I think is going to get heavily favoured Chaos because they have halberds, whereas the Norscans don't. But we'll have to see how that mixes things up. Oh, the Telltale ones? I remember playing episode 1 when it was free back in the day. I also played like the Game of Thrones first one. But no, I never committed to buying them, I'm afraid. I know they're very popular. They'd be very popular. Let's end that poll and see what people said. Are you guys evil people? Or are you nice people? Do you like cake or do you hate cake? Torques is a very careful and great ice skater. That would actually be a really funny animation. So most people like cake, nom nom nom, 72%. But 18% of you say it's meh, and just shy of 10% say they don't like cake. Say it's horrible, it's blah, it's manky. So it looks like most people like cake. I like it like a slice of cake. But, like, for my birthday, growing up, my nan's, like, an amazing cake maker. So she would make, like, us a cake every time. And it's fun when you're a kid and you have, like, birthday parties where everyone takes a slice of cake home. When I was at uni and we were, like, went out for a night out and came back to a full cake, and there's me and, like, 2 housemates, it took us so long to get through the cake. It's delicious, but it takes you so long. But, I mean, I think everyone loves cake. Come on. Yeah, chocolate cake's great. A Warhammer Fantasy version of the Telltale games would be absolutely amazing. That'd be so good. I got so much in Age of Empires 4 for 3 days that Warhammer 2 looks strange to me already. grips the banhammer. Oh, cheesecake's the baller. Strawberry cheesecake, Torx. So you can tell we're getting towards the end of the string because my mind goes to food. It always goes to food. I cannot remember what I bought for dinner either. I bought something, though. I'm pretty sure I was prepared. Yeah, that's a really cool idea, Jeremy. I agree. No Ice Cat Morgan, thank you, as always, for your fantastic support. He says, back to work. We'll catch the rest later. Have fun. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate everything you do for the channel, bro. And hope work isn't too bad for you. Torx is a pretty refined palette. So he's a very fancy Torx, isn't he? Very fancy. Looks like the lads are ready, so let's delve into this. And up after this, I believe it is going to be Zach's turn. Oh, Caterpillar Cake OG. Yeah, Zach. Caterpillar Cake OG. It's like a little skinky. They're very good. So here we load in Glacial Lake, the glorious map. People don't really like it because, one, the big hole that obstructs, so I don't really mind that so much. But you can't see the tracer shots of spells super well, or of arrows and stuff. So, like, the boat, for example, the Wolfric, is already quite hard to see. But when it's on the snowy plains, it can be really rough. It can be really rough. We're probably going to see a lot of slow maps, though, I'd assume, from Warhammer 3. Simply due to the fact that we're going to be in the the horrible realms of chaos, and they're probably all not going to be too nice. Lots of rocky ones, lots of snowy ones. I've got a cheer for Zypher, says Mr. Benzo. Even though he's on Chaos, I know his loyalties lie with the elves. Well, he's betrayed them today, though it was slightly forced upon him. And let's check this out. So it's going to be double giant versus double mammoth. This is going to be absolutely legendary stuff. So for the forces of Norska here, and Mr. Neckbert, our current king, he does have Wolfric the Wanderer, coming with all the goodies, so Fight or Die, Hunter Champions, and the boat, of course. He also has a Familiar Belfiend of Shadows, coming in with Enfeeble Info and Pendulum what's it called? Mind Razor, I believe? Because Mind Razor on Mammoths is actually really cool. In the front line, it's a mixture of Marauders with great weapons, backing up basic Marauders, dotted all the way along. Couple of Marauder Hunters with Javelins. It'd been so fun if you said no skirmish cav, and then brought like a full Norscan kite build with Javelins and Thrown Axes. We then have Norscan Ice Wolves, we have some Skin Wolves, and double Feral Mammoth. For the Chaos Boys today, and the forces of Zypher, he has gone full Chad mode, coming in today with a double Chaos Giant and Kolek Sun Eater, Kolek and the boys. What a picture that is right there. Look at that, just pure Chadness displayed. Needs to be careful though. Hunter Champions on Kolek, plus those Javelins, could be the end of him. We then have Chaos Marauders and Chosen Halberds build up the main force. It's kind of cool to see the Chosen Halberds in the main battle line today. More Chaos Marauders backing them up, and the Mirror Guard. We also have a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, Cascading Fire Cloak, a Burn Head, as well as a Scroll of Shielding. But look at the Chosen. They're in their winter gear as well, fully armoured and ready to rumble, unlike those rather silly Marauders who have come in pretty much butt naked. Kolek is going to be a good fun one. It's going to come down to, I believe, if Neckbert can protect these Javelins. That's going to be quite crucial. Boats will be really nice down here, as well as Pendulums onto the Chosen, though. Could counteract them quite nicely, but likewise, Burning Heads on the infantry here of the Norskans could be really scary stuff. It could be really scary stuff. Now, this is going to be a rock and roll fight. There's no other way around it. It's just going to be these two armies just bam, clashing into each other. Death, glory, blood, spittle, you name it, it's going to be here. So it does look like the Feral Mammoths are going to move back in different directions and part ways for the Sea of Javelins to flood through. And Kolek's he's feeling the water, he's dipping his toes in, seeing how hot it is over here, and is considering charging in, and probably wants to hunt down the Javelins, is what's on his mind right now. But yeah, needs to pull back and wait for his army to engage and then push through, I think, because this is a lot of unnecessary damage, and he's got no way of healing, which is very problematic for him. But it looks like he might just go all in, I don't know. He's kind of going back and forth right now. Mirror Guard do hit the front wall, and they're certainly about to chew their way through an infinite amount of Marauders here. We are going to see a Thunderbolt go down from Kolek itself. It does unfortunately miss the Marauders with great weapons, who will be fighting up against the Chosen now, which is going to be an interesting fight. You can see Kolek is hit by 100 champions, Wolfric goes in, and we're going to have both Javelins turning and fighting. This is basically a dead Kolek. This is absolutely insane. Look at this. Oh my god, look at his health just go. He's doing a Repons. He's pulling off a Repons, and down. Down he goes. Scroll of Shielding, Cascading Fire Cloak, it matters not. He does fall. Burning Head does catch out the Marauders with great weapons and hits a second unit as well. So a lovely cast there coming in by the Warriors of Chaos, but they've lost their Lord instantly here. And now the Javelins are just sandwiching these Chaos Giants, who are trying their best to pull down Wolfric, but the Mammoths are running over their infantry whilst the Javelins come in. And I think that was answered relatively quickly on, would he be able to protect the Javelins? The answer is yes. And Zypher's just going to lose all his big hitters here. The Giant going to be going down now, and a second Giant goes down. These Javelins are going to have some insane value at the end of this. Mammoths are able to break off the Chosen. Both Chosen are fleeing for their lives. They really need support there to take down such a mighty beast. And the Chaos Army is just collapsing. It's falling away in all different directions. Kolek died. The second Giant's dead. The third Giant's nearly going down. Lovely Pendulum catches out the Marauders and the Mirror Guard there. And unfortunately, right on the corpse of Kolek is actually where these guys decide to break. Chaos Giant down to 70 HP. Looks like he may be going dragged down here by the Wolves as well. So he does fall. The other Giant is shattered. We're going to see a Burning Head, and that's even going to miss. Just nothing went well there for Zypher, unfortunately. And yeah, that is the power of Javelins. 1 kill and 0 kills, but damage value 1,871 damage value. Barely using up half their ammunition, and 1.7 on this other unit. That is something. That is certainly something. My god. The Ice Wolves did okay. I mean, there's not too much to say on this battle. It just came down to the fact that Javelins were able to shoot Kolek and the Giants. 880 damage value from Wolfric. Really nice catch. Pop 100 champions on Kolek and just shut him down. I think they need to wait for the front lines to engage because this front line's going to do really good up against the Norscan front line, so slow ball it a little bit more and counterpunch the Mammoths might have been the way forward. 770 damage value on the Bale Fiend. I don't think the infantry is going to be anything crazy. I mean, 620 damage value is not bad. But yeah, 800 on the skin was pretty decent, but it basically just come down to those Javelins dishing out all the pain. Kolek did better than Repellent in the fact he killed something and got some value, but only 270. 344 from the Chaos Sorcerer fire despite some relatively decent burning heads, and the infantry suffered really bad. Yeah, like nothing got close to paying for itself. And the Giants, 500 damage value and 1,000. At least this Giant put up a bit of a fight, but alas, it was not enough. GG, weird matchup. GG. Javelins put in a shift. It's so much work there. So up next, it is time for Zach, and we will be fighting on... Let's do... Eschen. Poor Kolek. Yeah, man, it hurts. It hurts. Kolek and the Boys is a good name for a band that does metal covers of boy band songs. That's kind of fun. That'd be kind of funny. Did Nautical just win? I thought that wasn't allowed. I know, the rumours persist that it's not allowed. Let's get our boy Zach in here. Because that game's so quick, we might be able to fit you in as well, Aloys, if you're looking to play. Boo, 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 boo. Where be you, Zach? Where be you? Did I just miss you completely? Am I a blind duck? Quite possibly. My mind is wandering. Where are you? I think I might just be blind. Or Zach might be in like hidden offline mode. Well, the lobby is up. Password 123. You should be at a 6. I think we're friends on Steam. Go. Kolek is squishy. Kolek can be very squishy for sure. Like, he's got a lot of HP, but he's such a big target. He has that Dread Sorin effect that you can just shoot him to death really quickly. So you have to make sure you shut down the Javelins. I mean, if the Javelins got shut down there for the Norscans, like, the Double Giant and Kolek are just going to kill everything. But they allowed the Javelins to shoot, and those Javelins just ripped him a new one. Did so much damage. Neckbit is sniping Lords like he was Oxyotl. We haven't seen Oxyotl yet. We've only done one Lisbon game, so he's going to be up next. Who do you guys want to see Oxyotl fight? Let's do our boy Oxy. Oxyotl. I am a blind bandit. It is true. It is true. Oh. Sorry, I'm just going to reply to my housemate. They said, do we want to do a takeaway to celebrate? Yes. Yes. Gonna be done streaming by 8. Cool. Cool. Sorry, I'm replying to a load of messages. I just realized I missed someone else's messages that I need to reply to. Yes, this is on the Cav beta. No! Are you not on the beta, Zach? Are you not on the beta? No! Well, Aloys, if you'd like to take his place, just let me know. Yeah, Aloys, if you're on the Cav beta, you can hop in. If not, I can hop in, and hopefully I give Zach enough time to change over. I don't know if it will, though. Some PCs, it takes like an hour to change. I very quickly, guys, need to respond to a message. That's very important. Because it's about tomorrow. Oh. Yes. Oh man, I got such a good like B-day like weekend planned. Oh, figure. Okay, well, I'll respond to that after the stream, actually, because it's going to be a bit of a long message. I wish I could, but my computer's a potato and I have the worst connection. No worries. No worries. So, I can hop in if we want to do a game. Unless anyone else wants to pop in instead. So if anyone in chat wants to play, feel free. So I can hear like my housemates like chatting in the back. Yeah, I'm glad I took them. So if anyone wants to play from chat, let me know in the chat right now. We're on the Cav beta. If you don't, that's fine. I will hop in and we'll see if it works. All I have is YouTube Total War. No worries, man. Hopefully you do enjoy the stuff. Yeah, you have to go to properties and select the Cav beta. The problem is that because it takes quite some time to move over. So if anyone wants to take part from chat, let me know. If not, I'll give it a couple of minutes. I will hop in. I will hop in. Cool. I'm going to reply to this message while we wait. Cool. Oh, big stretch. Cool. I was sorry. I have to respond to a really important message. It's about me getting picked up tomorrow from a train station. And I'm back. I'm back with you guys. It says on the Cav beta, yes. A move. If you want to hop in, bud. Passwords 1, 2, 3. We're just playing like banner rules or like fruit rules. I mean, just don't be basically follow attacking rules and don't spam stuff. It's just a chill stream today. I would love to play my first Moi player battle ever by getting my arse beat on the stream, but I'm also not on the Cav beta. No ways, dog, have you not played Moi player before, man? I've seen you around for like so long. Hey, move. You're up, buddy. We'll get you in. Yeah, Zach, keep me updated on how long it takes after this battle. So, let's see if I can find a move on Discord. Boop. I don't know if it's the same thing now. Yeah, man. Cool. I'm pretty sure Sebastian is indeed a move, unless I'm tripping. Very Phil Hacker. I love it. Yo, yo. So, if it's a move, we've got to bring back the dwarfs. I know we've seen dwarfs already quite a bit. But come on, it's a move. Like the OG dwarf champ. No, I pick factions. As it's Mabide. Mwahaha. So, Neck will play Oxyotl. And a move will play... Who do you guys want a move to play? What do you guys want to see a move play? I'll put up a few possibilities. So we have already seen quite a lot of dwarfs, so I'm not going to force you guys to watch dwarfs again. So who should a move play? And we will go Dowie. Oh, we're on Belagar and Angram, unfortunately. Oh, we'll go Grudge Bearer. Grudge Bearer. Snickitch would be a good fun one. I've seen that. And Kazrak. I feel like we've seen a lot of Beastmen today, but maybe I'm tripping. So there's his three options. Or we could do Babsar. We'll save Babsar Gelt for the next game, because the next game probably will be the last one after this. So we'll save Gelt. So get your thinking caps on who you'd like to see Gelt face. So you've got the Grudge Bearer himself, Snickitch, or Kazrak. I'll give you guys a few minutes. Oh, Aleph! How about Gelt versus Aleph Anar for the final game? That'd be cool. There's only been half a game of Beastmen. That I keep forgetting, because we keep, like, almost hand Beastmen games. So, Next bit, you'll play Oxyotl. Just asking chat for you a move. And we'll let you guys decide. You like the Alephanar idea as well? Cool. We'll do Empire versus Alephanar for the final game. There should be a loading bar at the bottom of your stream, Zach. So, gonna give you guys 10 more seconds. So if you've not finished voting, you know, now's the time. So 10, 9, 8 ducks, 7 ducks, 6 ducks, 5 ducks, 4 ducks, 3 ducks, 2 ducks, 1 ducks. There we go. Cool. Sorry, I'm getting weird now that I've been streaming for a while. So let's end the poll and see who won. Yeah, Zach, we'll get you in afterwards, mate. I voted twice. No! How did you do such treachery? Unless you're watching on 2 accounts. So it looks like it is the Deathmaster Snickich himself. Looks like Eshin. Hopefully A-Move has the Skaven DLC. Oh no, Duck ASMR. I got told to do that before, but I don't really understand how to do it, so I didn't do any. I was tempted to put up a video called like Greenskin ASMR and it'd just be Grimgor yelling "Wah" really loudly for like 20 seconds and then just having that as a video. But I don't know if people would get annoyed at that or find it funny. Just chewing wet bread. Oh, that's so... I don't know why that sounds so disgusting. I don't know if that sounds disgusting or not. Cool. Just text my housemates because we're going to be getting a takeaway tonight. But I said I got 2 more battles left and then we'll be gone. Ducky, send builds. I don't play Lizardmen. I've got you, bro. Let's send him a message. Yeah. Right, Slum. With net. Then... Oh no, yeah, I can. Then double. Engine of the Gods. Works every time. Engine of the Gods. Plus Croak. There we go. So I've let him know my advice. Those are my words of advice. Would be get a Slan with a net, then get double solar engine, no double engine of the gods and Lord Croak, and you net stuff and you nuke stuff. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Birthday Quack, what's up, Lord Geek? Yeah, I'll be down in a sec, but we're discussing what takeaway we're gonna have tonight. I'm pretty chill for stuff. All part of the great plan, I see. So yeah, we got 2 battles left, so we're going to play up here. It's going to be... Oh, I should probably change the names, because we never did that, did we? So Neckbutt is going to be up against A-Move now. And we've got 1 game left after this, which is going to be the winner of this takes on Zach. If hopefully he loads in time, which I think he should do. Man, it's so good to see A-Move's name back. I don't know why it feels so good. It's like, oh, it's like a legend returning to the game. Let's have a sip of our drink as well. Have you guys enjoyed the King of the Hill so far? I hope you have. If you have, by the way, feel free to like and subscribe and that standard YouTube mumbo jumbo. I will have a video out later today as well, probably about an hour's time after this, I'd assume. Do I play the Lord of the faction? Up to you. You don't have to bring the Deathmaster. Yeah, Aloy, so, my birthday is tomorrow, but because it's tradition now, basically I go home on my birthday, that the day before my birthday, like the last 2 years on YouTube, we celebrate my birthday like the day before. So I'm turning 28. In like, not that many hours actually, towards midnight now. Tell Neckbert Ferrobacillons are the way forward. Logic. That video is not dropped yet. The people don't know of the mind games you're playing right now. My Lizardman tier list is not out yet. That's going to be out tomorrow, I think. Full Eshin is the only way to play Skaven or Mad Genius build. Itic Claw, a load of Doom Flayers, and it's like a load of guns going dagger, 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 dagger as you do so. I think that's the only other way. I told you, Jeff! I've told everyone like 5 times. But I am indeed a monster. But I am turning old, man. I'm going to be getting grey feathers. Going to be walking with a cane soon. It'd be a cool cane, though. Like one of those ones you can open up and there's like a hidden piece, like a hidden baguette in there or something that I can devour. But I'm excited. And then a very happy B-Day to you, my good Quack. Thank you so much, Aloys. Thank you. I'd be very excited about entering my Duck Prime. I think we spoke about this earlier, so Duck's Prime is between the ages of 30 and 38. No, 28 and 38. And then you hit your Human Prime at 40, so I'm pretty much good. I'm good, guys. Alrighty, awesome. Looks like Neckbert is ready to rumble. Let's see if he can topple the mighty A-Move, or if A-Move's going to come back and start shanking him in the ribs with one of those Skaven shivs. Clan Moors, spam Clan Rats, yes, says Ryan Whitlock. Man, he could still, you don't know what he's going to bring. He doesn't have to bring an Eshin-themed build. Now, of course, the sub-faction would hint at that. And I don't know if Neckbert is actually going to follow our plan, because it's a really bad plan, but it's a very cool plan. So likewise could work. Net of Amantok, Double Engine of the Gods, and Lord Croquet. Bomb everything. Just bombs galore. Magical bombs and laser beams from the skies. What's not to love? How are you going to fit a baguette in a cane? How thick is the cane? Man, it's going to be a big cane. It's a pretty big, like, think like 90s stereotypical pimp cane. With like, like the big old fur coats and one of like the hats with the feathers in. That type of cane is what we're getting, with a baguette shoved in there. And let's do this! So loading up, guys, into the second to last game of the stream. Still got one more after this. Zach, do let me know how your download is going. Hopefully it's going pretty good. If not, and if you can't play for whatever reason, I can always hop in for the last one. Cool plans. Plans that always work. Oh, I'd say cool plans are better than plans that always work. I mean, actually, yeah, you're right. Like, if it's a cool plan, it doesn't matter if it fails. It was still cool, and therefore it worked being a cool plan. Logic speaks the truth. It's not working against kite builds, unfortunately. Well, you can net the kite build and then shoot it with the Engine of the Gods. So that's the plan. Like a giant headpiece on the cane. Yeah, it can be like a giant duck's head. Like made of gold. Oh, it's so perfect. It's so perfect. And here we are on the Fields of Eshin, which is an interesting map. There's like 2 hills, one on either side, and there's kind of a big gutter in the middle where the majority of the fighting takes place. It looks like we have a lot of hunting packs, which is very cool coming in right now from the force of Neckbert. And let's see what we were hoping for. It's not what we... Hey, we were lied to. Betrayal. Down with Neckbert. I don't see Engine of the Gods or Mazdamundi. This is very upsetting. So we have Oxyotl down here on the ground, looking absolute Chad-like. He's going to be a good boy today. He can just do a little poking. We have Skink Priest the Beast with a Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom. And the very cool colour scheme of the Skink cohorts. I don't know if I've seen the Skink cohorts of Oxyotl. That like darker colour scheme looks so menacing. Look at these guys. That is freaking cool. So we have a load of Skinks and Skink Javelins in the main battle line. We have double Feral Bastiladon here in the centre of 140 armour. We then have triple Terran Riders up in the skies. We have the Umbral Tide and a unit of Salamander Hunter Packs down on the ground. Couple of Camo Skinks on the right, couple on the left. So a lot of kite potential here with this Lizardman build. For the forces of Ziskevon, we do indeed have Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers and Clan Rats galore, dotted all the way around. We also have some slingers in the form of Skaven Slave Slingers, so pretty cheap slingers for the most part. We do have the Pitfires of Hell's Deep and double Rat Ogres in the back to counterpunch. If they can circle those Bastiladons, they'll go down very, very quickly. With a Gracer coming in, it would seem, with the Warpstone Scroll, Death Frenzy, Howling Warp Gale, and the dreaded 13th spell. We then have Death Runners, so it looks like A-Move's gone a little bit more, or has gone quite thematic as well, actually. Coming in with the double Death Runners. And that's it. I'm not going to lie, it does seem to lack a bit of punch, this build. That's what I'm worried about. I've got a load of Wolf Rats of poison as well. I'm a little bit worried about the amount of punch this build can deliver, but I've been proven wrong multiple times before, so I'll have to wait and see how it goes. Like, will they be able to deal with the Bastiladons? I mean, if you engage with Bastiladon, it basically can't do anything, because its stats 22 melee attack and 28 melee defense. However, it is going to be mobile terror, and can certainly push in there and do some damage. Without long-range pressure, it could go down. Likewise, though, the Hunter Packs have basically nothing good to aim at, apart from the Rat Ogres, who are very swift, but also the Gracer. So, yeah, the infantry is not concerned with them, but everything else can be dealt with relatively effectively. The Assassin is going to move forward as well, kind of rival High Talisman, as well as Trophy Heads. So, pretty fun stuff for sure. Death Runners are in the back and Vanguard positions. They're going to be very speedy, but I like this idea of cutting off the retreat of any skirmish-inspired Lizmen build, and because they've gone for Oxyotl, you expect that. Yes, yes. I found a perfect cane for you. Awesome, send me a picture, man. I need a living sacrifice. Logic Duck can step up as well. Oh, yes, man. Logic, if Zach can't make it, we'll hop you in the game then instead, but we'll have to wait and see if he can make it. Oxyotl is poking in. He doesn't know the assassin is nearby, which is both very nice for him and very risky. Like, oh, this is scary stuff, but he has Master Predator popped as well. The Chameleon Stalkers have been jumped rather swiftly here by the Wolf Rats, but Chameleon Stalkers can hold the line themselves rather well. Plus, they have the support of the Pterodon Riders, and all those shots from the Stalkers coming in, actually overwhelming the Wolf Rats relatively effectively. And look at this, the Umbral Tide, the bestest of doggos, doing some really nice damage on this side. Pterodon Riders are swooping above the Death Runners. If they can drop a rock drop on them, they can do some lovely damage. Though Concealment Bomb has been popped, and they're looking to juke back and forth. We do have Skaven Slave Slingers pushing up here to engage in hand-to-hand combat. Half the Dino build is doing absolutely nothing right now, but likewise is half the Skaven build, as both these players focus massively on this side of the battlefield. And we do have that Storm Vermin summon go down here. The Dread 13th spell is active. But honestly, the Umbral Tide are relatively swift. I don't think that's going to work for the Storm Vermin, but they could surround this Bastiladon and start to drag him down as well. Wolf Rats are very important to this build. They need to get up and around and pressure these pesky hunting packs every time they do indeed run away. And Clan Rats have now been able to surround Oxyotl, which is really bad news for him. But the Umbral Tide unleash salvo of fiery fury upon the Greyseer, doing some nice damage. Unfortunately for them, they're being pushed back by this Storm Vermin summon, and yeah, the Umbral Tide are fleeing right now. We need to see some Wolf Rats getting around the outside to hunt them down, but I think most Wolf Rats have been dealt with right now by the Pterodon Riders, and Pterodon Riders are so good for Lizardmen, and there's nothing to really counter them, to be honest, in this Skaven build. Of course, you have Skaven Slave Slingers, but they're going to do very, very little, I'm afraid. Oxyotl is kind of getting circle pounded by the Rat Ogres. I'm sure he's not a big fan of that whatsoever, but he's been used to living in the Chaos Waste for quite some time right now. So he's been used to pinning the Rat Ogres, and now the Javelins are coming in, raining Javelin Hellfire down upon the Rat Ogres, doing some nice work, and there goes the Bastiladons into the midst of the enemy. You can hear that loud screeching noise. That's because a Ferromanticore has been birthed from the undergrowth and moved up into the skies. Could be used to hunt down characters, but the Death Runners are well and truly amongst their enemy now. The Skink Priest is about to go down. The other Death Runners are going to jump the Skink cohorts and finish them off for good. But it looks like A-Move is going to bow down there and back out. Oh no! What? It looks like the Lizardmen backed out? Why? They seem to be doing absolutely fine. That's very odd. Maybe it's our internet connection which is messing up today, but people keep seeming to be dropping out here. That's really weird, right? 460 damage value on Oxyotl. I feel like that's not game over. One of them just crashed, maybe? Yeah, damage value-wise, like, nothing crazy across the board. Bastiladons, 12 value and 43. Glorious work there. Nothing too crazy from either side yet. The battle's only really just getting going. GG and he left. What? I am so confused at why... I'm so confused. I'm very confused right there. No, he didn't crash. He called GG and left. With the Lizardmen forces. I think Oxyotl might be getting caught there. Skink Priest was going down. He had a Ferromanticore on the field, though. There wasn't that much punch in the Skaven build. So Bastiladons could have done a lot of damage to the infantry. But fair enough. Fair enough. He had a good run, though, today. Mr. Neckbert did, getting some nice wins. But up next will be Zach, if Zach is around. Yes, yes. It does not work against... Oh, sorry, no, that wasn't Zach, so... Felt a loss. Honestly, Neckbert, you look like you were doing really well, mate. You look like you were in a pretty dominant position. Oh. Zach, do you also go by the name of Mordus, by the way? Because I've been sent a link, which I don't want to click because I don't know who it's from, but it says English Gold Duck Cane, which does seem pretty useful. Oh, awesome. That is a perfect cane. So, let's message Zach quickly. Yeah, man. Has the beta been done? So if Zach can play, we'll hop him in. If not, we'll end out with Logic hopping in and doing the last game. It's still loading? Oh, man. Sorry, Zach. We're probably going to have to move on then, I'm afraid. Just because I've got quite a bit to do before I leave. Oh, you're Mordus. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you for the link. But we'll make sure to get you in soon, Zach, because I love your comeback to the Total War scene. We actually had some cool games not too long ago. I know we didn't. I think it was me and Raps had some games, but you were there as well. But let's try and get Logic in, see if he's down for the final game. I'm tempted to put these guys on a Dwarf Mirror because they both love Dwarf so much. And let us do... Zach's beta is not working. Cool. Logic is incoming. So what's the last factions you guys like to see? Zach, you get to pick one of the factions because unfortunately you couldn't make it today. So let me know one faction, one lord you would like to see. And we'll make sure they're in, and then we'll get chat to vote on the rest. Yeah, you felt lost. No worries, Nick, but plus if you're using an army you don't know, like, don't use. Like, Lizmen are very, like, grindy in a way that they can cling on even when, like, defeat looks bad. But you played good today, man. You played good. So, Neckbert managed to get 2 wins, which is very solid stuff. He is actually second, I think, overall. Chag's got 6 and was undefeated, which is kind of crazy. So let's update the scoreboards. And we have a Dowie veteran versus a Dowie veteran. Should be good fun. Oh, we said Gelt versus Alifnar, didn't we? Yes! Yes! Awesome. So, it's going to be Gelt versus Alifnar. You're glad to be slowly getting back into it? Man, yeah. I thought we completely said Gelt versus Alifnar, didn't we? Well, if Zach wants to change one of those, let's him do it. Duck's mind is going in his old age. Man, it was going before then. It was going way before then. My mind was gone at birth, I think. Alright. Hey, hello. Quack, quack. So, we'll have Alifnar versus Gelt, unless Zach wants to change one of them. So, the pressure's on you, buddy. This is the final game of the stream. Thank you again, by the way, guys, for turning out here and helping me support my birthday. It's really appreciated. It's been a really fun stream, actually. Gelt versus Alifnar. Zach is a man of focus, intent, and glory. Gelt versus Alifnar time, baby. What have the gods chosen for me? Logic on Gelt. A move on Alif. This is the last game of the stream, sadly. But it's been a good fun stream, guys. We've been going for, I think, just shy of... By the time this is finished, we'll finish, like... I think it'll take about 4 hours overall. Yeet! I love it. I request at least one thing from each army. Yeah, sure, send it over. Send it over. If you do it quick enough. I don't want these guys to build their builds and then, you know, have to rework it. So I'll pin the request for you. What's up, Pulin, aka Misha? Thank you, thank you. Hope you're all good today. Good to see you here. It was fun chilling with you, watching some of Turin's Age of Empires stuff the other day. I must admit, I've been really enjoying watching Age of Empires. I have played a bit, actually. I've been really enjoying the Mongols, but I play Mongols completely wrong. But they've been really good fun to play. Most of my games have gone to, like, late era, which isn't what the Mongols do. You're meant to, like, bomb rush and harass people and stuff. Anything special I must take? Yes. Give me 2 secs. Okay, Zalak, we need your answer, boy. What are we gonna go for? Special request from Logic. Okay, I love it. I love it, Zach. I love it. I love everything about this. How about the pride? Guitar is always a wild child to watch. He's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome. I still need to do like a collaboration with Turin at some point or something. It'd be really good fun. Everything on the high elves is fun except the elves, says Dog. Oh, I'll ask A-Move. I'll ask A-Move, see if he's in the mood. Just a heads up. Chat is asking for a Frost Heart Phoenix. We'll see if he responds. I'm not going to force him to do it, but if he wants to, he is more than welcome to. I mean, honestly, a Warwick and a Mortar, is it going to be garbage for the Empire against the High Elves? I mean, Mortars are okay. It'd be interesting. We'll see. Rahaga's Pride's really cool. Yeah, Pulin is Misha, yeah. I know, I was mind blown. I was so confused. I was watching a Turn stream, and he's like, oh, thanks, Misha. And I was like, excuse me? What? Well, A-Move's reaction is, I already have one. So, boom. They aren't great. I mean, yeah, Mortars aren't great, but they're cool. Rahaga's Pride's awesome, though, I would argue. Collab with Milk and Cookies, that would be a sweet treat. I would love to. I don't really have any point of contact with Milk and Cookies so much. I would love to do a collab with him. I do a collab with most people, to be honest. Collabs are really good fun. I have something, like, we've got a big collaboration coming out. It's meant to be announced today. I'm really sorry, guys. It's going to be announced tomorrow. I was going to do a YouTube video on it. I guess I can't now, really. Because I don't have the stuff for it. But I'll do an announcement. I'll make a video about it later in the week anyway. But I'll make an announcement on my Discord and in my community tab and stuff. So it's really exciting. 0 gold build of pure perfection. Love it. I love it. I also like the pun, by the way, Ryan. I do appreciate a good pun. As I'm getting older, the dad jokes start coming in. Though I do not have any plans to be a dad anytime soon. I'm not that old yet. Like, how crazy would it be, guys, by the way, if we got, like, a baby duckling as, like, a mascot for the channel? I feel like it'd be really good fun, but it'd be a lot of responsibility. And I don't know if I could do it in my current house. You want to see a 2v2? Duck and Logic versus Human Boy, Yes, Yes, and Butcher Bird? That'd be some pretty wild stuff. When me and Logic play together, the memes flow strong. The memes flow so strong. And here we go. Aldorf Outskirts is the map. Empire versus Elf. The good old scrap between man and elf. Elves always thinking they're so noble and better than humans, and humans always being slightly worse than elves. So, you know, it comes around in full circles. We'll have to see how this does unfold. Get one last big fat stretch in. Oh, it's been a good stream, guys. It's been a good stream. Some of you guys have been here from the very start as well, which is kind of crazy, because it's been like a 4-hour stream, but... It is... Oh my god, he did it, the mad lad. He didn't bring one War Wagon Mortar, he bought 4 War Wagon Mortars. 4 War Wagon Mortars! Well, safe to say Logic's on cocaine, which is always good to see. So, a load of War Wagon Mortars. We then have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pistoliers. We then have a load of Swordsmen and Spearmen making up the main line. Double Paladin, or double Empire Captain, I should say. I'm so used to seeing Paladins, not Captains, up in the sky. They got some really cool shields, actually, if you get nice and close to see. And then we're rolling dirty with Balthasar Gelt coming in with Siren Doom and the Golden Hounds. No final transmutation here. No siree. Really fun build. Absolutely wild stuff. How many Pistoliers are there? There's 4 Pistoliers. A lot of skirmish all round. For the forces here of the mighty A-Move Hacker, we do have double Shadow Walker down on this flank. Triple Line Chariot. Oh my god, it's such a disgusting combo. The Frostheart Phoenix with the triple chariot. I get some of the bad PTSD from seeing these guys. So triple Line Chariot, Frostheart Phoenix up in the skies. We then have Silver and Guard. So it looks like 2 Silver and Guard and then a load of Spearmen. Mortars are going to love shooting these guys. We don't have Alefnar himself. We actually have an Archmage of High Magic, but a colour scheme suits the Frostheart Phoenix really well, so I'm going to allow it. I mean, look at that, like the glorious blue and the glorious blue of the Phoenix, and a blue horizon. It's all coming together. And the Archmage is coming in with Tempest, Soul Quench, and Apotheosis. Tempest is going to be really quite nice here if Logic keeps Balthasar Gelt and the Captains too close together. The Shadow Warriors going to be doing some nice poke as well. Pistolers will be able to run them over though, and the Warwagon Mortars could make or break this. Line Chariots are going to be a struggle to deal with, I'm afraid. There's not that much AP coming out of this build, but hey, who knows? We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Great way to close the stream, 100%. Could just DM saying, hey, full, I got fins we could do, let's do it. Well, I can't say too much, guys. We do have some stuff coming out which is involving a lot of people. Which will get announced tomorrow, so I'm going to be collabing with people that I haven't collabed before. Quite a few people, which is going to be good fun. Am I wrong? Our Mortars will actually be good against this build? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. Like, the Mortars, the problem is with them, they have... Oh, 22 ammo is not bad. I mean, on paper, the Mortars will kill a lot of this infantry, but what's going to kill the Chariots and the Phoenix in this build? Like, I see nothing. I see nothing to kill the Phoenix or the... I mean, the Empire Captains, I guess, are the best answer here. Gelt Siren Dooms them? I don't know. That's going to be the problem. But it's a top-notch Empire build. I am in love with this build. War Wagon Charge. Let's go. The War Wagons might be able to run stuff over. Who knows? Okay, 4 War Wagons is better than a Luminarch. I'm good with that. Yeah, respect, man. Respect to that build. Oh my god, I forgot to mount a character. Oh well. Oh, he was meant to have her in the sky, maybe, to try and contest the air game. That's cool though. It's cool. She looks cool on the ground. She looks cool, like, with the color scheme. I'm a big fan of the starry cloak they have. And let's begin. So the Shadow Walkers are going to push forward. Pistolers need to be very, very careful of them. And I'm just interested to see these War Wagon Mortars at play. I think they're going to be absolutely hilarious. They're going to be hilarious. So, lovely opener volley there onto the Pistolers and some relatively solid damage. Now, these guys need to be careful. A Tempest plus Shadow Walker pressure could be really bad. Mortars do open up fire, though, and they do actually connect with the Shadow Walkers a little bit, and a few connect hits with the Silver Guard as well. We do an early Searing Doom go down, and A-Move does miss it. Is it perfectly timed? Whoa! Beautiful placement there by Logic. Does some okay damage, but nothing too crazy, unfortunately. The Hounds bounce through the other unit as well. The Big Fat Tempest does go down, and the Empire Captain is going to fall back in different directions, as is Balthasar Gelt. Staff of Valanis is now active, and they need to fall back to friendly territory. Lovely damage, though. Combination of magic, as well as some of the mortar shots, have done huge work on this unit of Shadow Walkers. But at what cost? Empire Captain may go down here, and Balthasar Gelt and the other Captain very squishy and in a weakened state. Mortars continue to rain shots down on the Shadow Walkers, but some of them are now switching to the Spearmen, as the Pistolers do ride in, looking to apply pressure to not only the Shadow Walkers, but also this dreaded Frostheart Phoenix, which will slow down people, so it needs to be a little bit careful if it gets too close. And it has only 80 armor, so Pistolers might be able to rip into it. No, the worst case scenario, the War Wagons are under attack. Well, War Wagons are, 90 armor. They can fall back and hopefully tank a little bit. War Wagons are actually doing some pretty devastating damage to the Shadow Walkers now, but they've got a lot of models left, 39 models and 29, so that damage output's still very scary. Swordsmen are going to push forward, but the Frostheart Phoenix elegantly just lances up and over the Swordsmen and Spearmen, hunting down the War Wagons. Pistolers, I guess, are the best answer to the Frostheart, but that is the big problem, I think, is the Frostheart here. Balthasar Gelt, as well as the Empire Captains, are alive once again, coming back to the battlefield as the Mortars do decide to fall back after doing some good initial damage. And the Lion Chariots are well and truly big old gigantic angry cats amongst the pigeons right now. Spearmen are able to pin them in a tiny bit and try to whittle them down, but Lion Chariots have 80 armor, which is no joke, and low-tier Spearmen and stuff can't really counter them too effectively. Pistolers are going pop, 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 and shooting into the Frostheart Phoenix. They don't have great AP, but hey, you got to bring it down somehow. Looks like Gelt came in with another little hounds down here, did some good damage to the spearmen. And there's a nice, juicy, long, straggly line of spears going up against swordsmen here in the front. And the line chariots are going to gobble that up by coming in with some glorious rear attacks into the enemy formation. Pistoliers continue to poke down the Frostheart Phoenix, but she is very healthy right now, and I feel like Balthasar Gelt's about to eat a giant Tempest to the face. Or is it a Soul Quench? The much more stylish Soul Quench comes in, and it does catch Balthasar Gelt, but doesn't really connect super well. And now he's on the move once again, and in comes the Tempest this time. We do get a Searing Doom, but this time A-Move is able to dodge it. Captain's going for that assassination attempt on the Archmage, but I think Balthasar Gelt may be out of the picture. Pistoliers trying to give him some cover fire as the Lion Chariots go about their butcher's work in the front lines. War Wagons are continuously firing in, trying to dish out some damage here to the Elvish Infantry. Gelt does actually survive. Do the Captains get their prize? It does not look like it. The Archmage is very low right now, but she is able to withstand the Empire Captain as the Frostheart Phoenix comes down and does some pretty big damage. Those mortars are really connecting and doing some good work. Interesting to see their damage value at the end, though. They've got so much ammunition, so I don't think they're going to get that much value. They need to be kind of protected a little bit longer here. Pistoliers can still do some decent damage, but it looks like both captains are down. Balthasar Gelt is fleeing. He's not doing too good. He is back, though, so he's back, baby, and he can certainly do some decent damage. Swordsmen are moving in. It looks like one Empire Captain actually survived. Going down for another sniper attempt might not honestly be the worst idea right now, but the Lion Chariots are just untouched, and 71 kills, 80 kills, 79. One of the most powerful chariots in the game. Actually, almost certainly the most powerful chariot. A big fat Soul Quench into the back of his own spearman is the way A-Move decides to celebrate the Archmage's survival so far. And up to 1 kill so far, but in some really nice work with those Tempests. Has got her 1.6k damage value, and unfortunately the War Wagon Mortars are kind of been overwhelmed at the moment. Another Searing Doom's going to come in, catching the Shadow Walkers should be enough to break them, you would think. No, they just about cling on. Pistoliers, though, will be finishing them off. And we are going to get a Hounds go down on the Silvern Guard, directed through them. They do have that magic resistance, though, and unfortunately it doesn't quite connect fully there. Frostheart Phoenix is still getting peppered. Pistoliers have used up so much ammunition on this fin, and it's still going strong with 3,000 HP, as the War Wagons do go toe-to-toe with the Lion Chariots there. Things are looking really bleak right now for the Empire. Balthasar Gelt has been forced back. It looks like he tried to finish off those Shadow Walkers, and then got jumped by the Lion Chariots. Pistoliers are continuing to rain in shots in. It was a pretty epic Empire build, but I don't think it's going to work out here. As the War Wagons do maybe some last shots up against the Silvern Guard, connecting relatively well there, doing some big kills. And the Pistoliers will be able to finish off the majority of the infantry. I do think if Logic has to blame anyone, he's got Zack to blame. Because that Frostheart Phoenix, which he made A-Move pick, has done so much work, so much harass, and has been a real thorn in the side of the Empire forces. But likewise, it has the Lion Chariots, who again healed up as well. Lovely connection from the Empire Captain on the Archmage. Does do some big work right now, but the Lion Chariots can now swoop in and save the day, and it looks like she is going to be able to survive yet another assassination attempt. Mortars are back online, lancing some shots in. We've got some spearmen coming back as well. But the Frostheart Phoenix is just, it's so healthy still. Pistoliers rotating up and around, and this lone War Wagon is trying its best to dish out the pain. And if you look at the infantry corps, it's taken a lot of damage for the force of the High Elves, but Empire Captain seems like he might be going down here, surrounded by lines and prodding spears. The Archmage doth live. No, Logic manages to squirm his way out there. Empire Captain getting up into the skies to relative safety once more. War Wagon Mortars are just been all shot down in different directions. Pistoliers continue to poke the Frostheart Phoenix. I mean, maybe if they can kill the Phoenix with their ammo and then allow the War Wagons to kill all the infantry, but then you've still got the Lion Chariots, so GG, man. GG's. It was a fun game. It was a great game to end it out. Sorry, Rusty. That's going to be the last game of the stream. It's been absolutely awesome. It's been really epic. But we've been streaming for about 4 hours now, and I need to prepare for tomorrow, because I'm going to be travelling tomorrow, so I need to get stuff ready. Well played to A-Move, and well played to Logic. Some fantastic games. Balthasar Gelt with an interesting toolkit as well, not bringing the kind of bog standard Plague of Rust Final Transmutation combo, but instead bringing, the Hounds are going for a rather fun build here. 479 damage value. Captains 389 and 218. That Tempest really brought it to him bad. And across the board, infantry didn't do too much. Pistoliers, 277, 536, 475, and 499 damage value. Not shabby considering how cheap they are. War Wagon Mortars got 400 damage value, 660, just shy of 600, and 660 once again. Good work there by Mr. Logic. For A-Move Hacker, coming in here with the Archmage High Magic, 1.6k damage value. A load of friendly fire as well, but mainly that Tempest was very powerful. The Spearman did basically nothing. Silver Guard likewise just absorbed damage. Big kills for them though, 42 and 75, but at best 440 value. Shadow Walkers did decent, 885 damage value and 678. Lion Chariots only 650, 1,000 and 800, but look at the kills. 101, 104 and 114, and not a single chariot went down. Arcane Phoenix came in with 1,500 damage value. Very good stuff there, I should say, the Frostheart Phoenix. The Mortars, I mean, 400 value, 600, 600, 600, yeah. Not their day, not their day. Thanks for letting me play, Doug. I'm going to head out. No worries. No worries. GG. Thanks for playing, lads. That is the last game. So, a move. A move shall be the Eternal King. Alongside, so a move went undefeated with 3 victories. And Charek's got 6. So we are going to have a best of 7 against those two guys at some point or something. That'd be pretty damn cool. So I believe A-move 1-2, right? Boop. And there we go. Well, before we go, guys, thank you so much for supporting me over this glorious year as I become an older duck and celebrating my birthday with me. I'm going to quickly go find a stream for you guys that you can tune into and watch. So let's quickly hop to YouTube and try to find you guys someone who's streaming Total War, and we'll go for a little raid, yell quack at them, and spread the love. I think Dame Offensive might be streaming, and she popped in earlier, so I feel like we should head over there. She's doing something with Oxyota, which is pretty fun. So, let's send you guys that way. Here is a link, if you would still like to go see some more glorious stuff. Bam. Bam, that is the Dame Offensive channel. RTK actually runs a dairy business. We sell free Lion Chariots and Frost Phoenix products every day. Well, it's been really awesome, guys. If you want to see more action, feel free to go over there. Oh, is my son on as well? Oh, no, and my son's streaming as well. I didn't realise he was streaming, or that he popped over. Well, if you want to see some campaign action, feel free to go raid Dame Offensive. And is H1 streaming on YouTube? H1 Son, Total War. It looks like he is. He's also doing some camp. Oh no, that's Mercy the Mad. Why is it coming up with him? When we do that? Yeah, it looks like my son is actually doing some multiplayer battles. If you guys want to see more multiplayer action, feel free to go over and support the boy. Boop. There you go. And thank you guys, as always, for the support. It's been really good fun. So the bottom link there is to H1 Sun doing some multiplayer. Top 2 links are to Dame Offensive as she is doing some campaign. Until next time, guys, peace, peace, and as always, stay awesome.